Good morning. Good morning. I hope everybody's having a good morning so far. Good morning, babe. Good morning to my cloud watchers. I see y'all out there. Hope y'all having a good one. I know some of y'all busy right now and can't drop down and whatnot. If you could just hit that like button, I'd appreciate it. I know how it be when you busy in the morning and you trying to get your work done and trying to do things and you know when my child was smaller and I was always on the run and doing things, I would be doing the same thing you doing right now. Hey, good morning, Racing Stars Love. Good morning. Hey, Freeside. Good morning. Hope y'all having a good morning and a good day. Hey, D Ham Show. Hi. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing all right. I hope things are looking up. Um, you know, shit happens, but I'm gonna keep praying and keep you prayed up, cause that's the way I is, and that's the way I love you. I'm just sitting here chilling this morning, trying to wake up, drink my coffee. Hey, Miss Catherine, I hope you're doing well this morning, beautiful. I was perusing the YouTube streets. Hey, Touch Touch. Oh, look, there's my Touch Touch, y'all. Y'all know I love my Touch Touch. I'm sad that I'm missing my very carry, but I'll catch your replay. Thank you, Touch Touch. Hey, Miss Angela, good morning. Good morning. Hope you having a good morning this morning, Miss Angela. I hope you got you some good food last night. I enjoyed your show and was having fun with you and all this other stuff. And I think that you're doing damn good. Dang mosquitoes couldn't shoot. I know, right? How you doing, beautiful? Them dang mosquitoes down south ain't nothing to be playing with. Hey, Mr. Ruben, how you doing this morning? Good morning. Freeside. Freeside, every time I sing your name, I don't know why, but I think about the song uh Best Side. I don't know why. Freeside is the best side. I hope y'all are having a good morning. If y'all don't know, Miss Angela's, she's popping off her channel. She's doing her thing, Thizzle, and she's doing real good at her shows and everything. And heck, she's doing better than I did when I first started out. I was super nervous and thought I had to fill every second of airtime, and she just seems so natural at it, just sitting there talking and chilling. You're doing so good, Miss Angela, and I'm enjoying your show. Just letting the conversation flow naturally, all natural and shit. My dogs are all up here asleep already. They're like, well, I guess it's time to go back to bed. We just woke up, but let me go right back to bed. I hope everybody is having a blessed and beautiful day today. So I was perusing the YouTube streets, doing what I do. I always check around. And I don't know, I saw Lemon's show last night. That's beef sector stuff. I don't know what the crap's going on with baby mama Brina, but I'm gonna say this: maybe you should have just texted him in the background, because now people are gonna wonder what's going on with you. If you feel me, like, here's the thing: I tell my audience things on my show, right? And I talk about my situations because the way I feel about it is, if I can talk about what's going on with me, maybe it might help somebody else that's going through something just as rough. You know what I'm saying? But there's certain spaces I wouldn't bring things to if you don't want it talked about or to become content. Now, there are people saying that certain things are already known. There's certain people saying different things that it may be a lie. I don't know. But whatever the thing is, I don't know. Praying for you, because you jumped up, said you're going through a lot, but you didn't want to talk about it. But I don't know. It was, to me, weird. To me, weird. If you didn't want to talk about it, you should just kept it in the back. You feel me? because now people are going to be talking about it, making content. I will say I'm gonna say a prayer for you because I have no idea what's going on with your situation. Um, all that good, lovely stuff. I will say that I was over there at Miss Heidi's and she was talking about there is a child in Louisiana who is nonverbal, who is missing. There is a nonverbal child in Louisiana that is missing. I saw that on her panel this morning. And then she was talking about that situation. Y'all know where the mama um, got beat up and supposedly somebody took the kid, and people are saying the child has passed away now. That the husband has a previous record of abuse towards children. And I think he beat up the mama, and the mama's too afraid to come out and say it. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know if she knows like some things or something, but I think it's called Haro, is their last name. Yeah, Emmanuel Haro, the missing baby out of Cali. It says Emmanuel Haro, a 7-month-old baby, was kidnapped on August the 14th, 2025, in Yucapa, California, after his mother was attacked while changing his diaper outside a store. On the evening of August 14th, Rebecca Haro was at a Big Five sporting goods store in Yucapa with her baby Emmanuel and her other children. While preparing to change Emmanuel's diaper in the parking lot, she was attacked from behind by a stranger. Rebecca reported that the last thing she remembered was someone greeting her in Spanish before she lost consciousness. When she regained her senses, she found her baby missing. Following the incident, Bernardino County Sheriff's Department was alerted and a search operation was launched. K-9 units and helicopters were deployed to assist in locating Emmanuel, but as of the latest updates, he has not been found. The family has been actively distributing flyers in the area, pleading for the public's help in finding their son. Rebecca and her husband, Jay Caro, have made emotional appeals, urging anyone with information to come forward. The community has rallied around the Haro family, with many expressing their support and concern. The family is desperate for any information that could lead to Emmanuel's safe return, emphasizing that they just want their baby back and whatnot. Um, but there are, the father of the missing California baby has felony child cruelty for a previous child or whatnot. And some people think the father actually unalived that baby. Okay, I will miss Angela right quick. Yeah, the situation with that, mm, people are debating on whether or not, he had something to do with that. Hold on. Let me go over here to Miss Angela's post. All right. We're gonna play this video right quick here and you know, learn up on this situation. Good morning, Classy Colt. Um, so I named this therapy, but maybe we're doing true crime. We switch around. It don't matter what the name of the show says. Y'all know I switch around um, to different topics on this show. But let's go ahead and see. I'm gonna put up my copyright disclaimer right quick. Let's put up my copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Okay, so we had to put that up right quick. And let me share screen. This is a very sad situation, y'all. We're going to watch this. I think that the daddy had something to do with it, and I think the mom is too scared to come forward. I think she needs to.
Of a desperate search for a 7-month-old baby boy named Emmanuel Haro, and the details that we've just learned about the baby's father And his criminal past? Absolutely hair-raising. The number of children that have been moved out of the Harrow home into the custody of others is nothing short of alarming. Let me take you back for a moment. Baby Emmanuel was reported missing last Thursday. His mother, Rebecca Harrow, claimed that a stranger approached her from behind, said, "Hola," and then knocked her unconscious. She says when she woke up, baby Emmanuel was gone, right there in the parking lot, gone. But according to investigators, Rebecca's story didn't add up all the way. Rebecca refused a lie detector test, and both she and her husband have stopped cooperating with the police, the authorities say. To be clear, there have been no charges filed against Jake or Rebecca Harrow. And Jake's attorney insisted right here on this show last night that his client, Jake Harrow, is cooperating, despite that statement from the police suggesting otherwise. Tonight it is Jake's past, however, that is becoming a lot more worrisome. Yesterday, we learned about his felony child cruelty conviction, the one that put him in jail for 6 months back in 2023. Both Jake and his ex-wife, Vanessa Avila, pleaded guilty to the charges, and tonight we have learned that crime was committed against his own 10-week-old baby girl, a child who survived but suffered horrendous lifelong injuries. We've got photos of the child, and I should tell you that the family has given us permission to show those photos, likely as a warning about Jake Harrow. But I do want to tell you this. When we show you those photos, they are quite disturbing. So fair warning in advance. Here is the little girl in her hospital bed, 10 weeks old. She is recovering here from several fractures to her ribs, to her skull, and to her legs. She is also recovering from a brain hemorrhage. This little girl was eventually removed from the Harrow home, and she was adopted by one of Vanessa's cousins. That cousin has cared for this little girl and even renamed her. Her new name is Promise Faith. According to the cousin, Promise is now 7 years old. But take a look at this picture. The damage that she suffered from those injuries was permanent. Promise was left blind. Promise was left unable to walk. Promise was left unable to talk and unable to swallow due to strangulation. We are told from this cousin that Promise has 3% brain function, that Promise needs a feeding tube, and that Promise will need round-the-clock care for the rest of her life. So let's just contemplate this as you see these pictures. Jake Harrow, who beat this child, received 6 months in jail and probation afterwards. The same cousin who adopted this little girl, Promise, also took in Jake's.
You mean to tell me that he only got 6 months in jail for doing that to that child? Hey, TT Love. Hey, Mr. Jim Connington, the best Jim, the only Jim that ever was and ever will be. He only got 6 months? This child only has 3% brain usage. This child's going to have to deal with that for the rest of their life. This is some bullshit. See, people like this make me want to jump off the deep end.
Oldest son, who she says was born with fetal alcohol syndrome. That child was named after his father, Jake, but the cousin also renamed the little boy. His new name is Carlos. And now this same cousin who has taken in 2 of Jake Harrow's children.
So the mama was drinking while pregnant. That's what fetal alcohol syndrome is. So the mama ain't no good neither. The mama ain't no good neither. Neither one of them are. It's some bullshit. They don't need children. Every child in their custody or around them needs to be taken. In fact, if they so much as try to have another kid, it needs to be taken too. Hey, you gotta chill, love. Hey, Miss Heidi. Yeah, I saw you talking about this minute, girl, this morning. I had to cover too, Chad. I was like, oh Lord, if I could have jumped up on Miss Heidi's length this morning, I'd be cussing.
One that Jake Harrow beat into a lifelong condition, another that was born with fetal alcohol syndrome. Now this cousin is caring for a third child removed from the Harrow home just this.
Have you ever?
Week, a 2-year-old child was taken out of Jake and Rebecca's care. I'm joined now by true crime digital creator Abby Escobar, who spoke directly with this cousin who has been caring for these children. Abby uncovered these incredible details. First and foremost, I don't even know what the word is, apoplectic, devastated, angry, all of the above, that these 3 kids have had to be moved out of the Harrow home, and yet the Harrows still had children living there. Let's just start right there, Abby. Child cruelty, a prison sentence, and this little child was left with lifelong incapacities. How is it that they still had kids?
I don't get it. It is such a huge injustice. I mean, they practically killed that child. And
No, I will say different states have different statutes, but here in Mississippi, if you get charged with anything like this and you have another child, if you lose rights to one child, you then lose all rights to any secondary child after that. So they will literally, as the minute you drop another child, take that child from that person. They don't even get the opportunity to try again. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, bare feet. This is some bullshit. Now I'm gonna tell you that the daddy beat her up so they can make it, and they made up a story so that they would do this because he's had domestic violence charges, so he's been beating on her. That's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But yeah, this is some bullshit. Both those motherfuckers deserve to be under the prison.
here they are just living their lives like nothing even happened. How is that fair?
Well, and it's shocking to think that there were 2 other kids at least.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there are more, but Jake Harrow Jr., renamed Carlos, and now this 2-year-old baby, not pictured on your screen. This is baby Promise, who's now 7, but another baby that's 2 years old that has been moved into the cousin's care. And of course, baby Emmanuel. How is it that the authorities allowed children to live in this home? Are we getting any answers?
Yeah, you would think that any children they had would have immediately been taken by CPS just because of the history. But no, they were allowed to remarry, have more children, and nothing happened. I mean, this little girl actually.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, this little girl has to fight every day just to stay alive. And they're out like nothing. It's just
and I'll
not
tell
fair.
you, it's hard to tell from some of the pictures we're showing. It's hard to tell, but Promise, again, who's now about 7, has some of the same facial features as her little brother, Emmanuel.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people have wondered, was Emmanuel beaten the same way that Promise was beaten so as to have rendered him with those same facial features? Do you know anything about that?
So I don't, but I've been talking about this on my TikTok and my Facebook, and there have been a lot of comments saying things like that. People noticing the similarities. It really has to make you wonder.
Well, all of it is just sort of unbelievable that these kids still lived in the home after this little child, Promise, was rendered in this condition from the beating she received from her father, according to the cousin. Let's talk about the cousin, Vanessa Avila's cousin. And let's remember, Rebecca Harrow is the woman who is claiming that her baby Emmanuel was taken from her when she was hit over the head. Her husband, Jake, was married to another woman, a woman named Vanessa Avila. She also pleaded guilty to the beating of baby Promise. Why is it that this cousin feels it's so important to get this story out and to get those pictures out?
Well, I think that she feels that justice wasn't served the first time, which, I mean, it obviously wasn't, but She hasn't told me directly, but she has made comments to the point of, if justice would have been served the first time, then this wouldn't have happened to more children. So she's personally
Does
affected by
this
this because
cousin, yeah, does this cousin of Vanessa Avila believe this?
The cousin isn't wrong. If justice had been served the very first time, no other child would have had to deal with this situation. He only got 3 months for basically, even though that child's alive, taking that child's life. That child will never be able to grow up. That child won't be able to have a family, go to college, have a normal life. You know what I'm saying? So he basically uttered that kid while it's still alive. That child has 3% of her brain working. 3%. That's just enough to be able to eat, breathe, and that's pretty much about it. You know what I'm saying? 3% of your brain. When you only have 3% usage, think about that. He basically uttered that child. Hey, Miss Justice, my sassy pants. Plus a new charge for having a gun, Miss Heidi says. Look at this shit. What in the hell? Why would they let any child live in a home with this man? And why in the world these women deserve to be in prison too for the rest of their life? Like, you are taking a child's life away from them. You don't deserve good things. Fuck you, bruh.
Story that the Harrows are telling on TV in this clip right here, where she says, I was hit in the head, I woke
no,
up, the baby was gone, please help me find the baby. The cousin doesn't believe it. What has she told you?
absolutely not. Excuse me. She said that when she first heard the news story, it just broke her to pieces. She immediately had a feeling, as I feel most people have. I mean, the story just doesn't really make very much sense.
Yeah, the police have said it doesn't make sense. They've put out a statement that her stories don't add up and that they believe foul play is possible. They've taken cadaver dogs to the
Yes.
Harrow home. There are reports that there were some kind of digging activity at the Harrow
Yeah.
home as well. In the meantime, just knowing now about this history, about these 3 other children now living in Vanessa Avila's cousin's care, how are those children now? How is this cousin? And I understand she wants to remain nameless. She's also putting out a plea to everyone, please stop. Don't come to my children's school.
Yes.
Reporters showed up at her children's school. I mean, how are they managing through all of this?
The kids, they're wonderful. The cousin has provided these kids with such an amazing life. She and her husband, they love them. They take wonderful care of them. The children are happy and they're well.
I mean, Promise has to have round the clock care and a feeding tube.
Yes.
She's unable to feed because of the strangulation reportedly. It's just, that is an enormous amount of work that they are putting into the care of this poor child. I just don't understand how it only yielded 6 months and also yielded a father who was allowed to come out and still have 3 children in his home. That's the part I don't understand. Are there any other details that this cousin shared?
Well, she said that Promise, they were told that they didn't think she would even live a week after this happened, but they have done everything they can for this little girl to keep her going. She's got the tracheostomy tube. She has to be suctioned frequently so she doesn't choke on her own mucus. The feeding tube. She can't walk. She can't talk. She's blind. It's just horrible. But I mean, she said that Promise is her miracle baby, and really she is. It's amazing that she survived that. 10 weeks old.
It is, but just tragic that she was, condemned to a life like this because of the acts of her father.
Absolutely.
If all of the cousins reporting, is accurate.
Yeah. And then he gets to remarry and have more kids, and there's no intervention, there's no concern. And now a 7-month-old baby is gone. I just feel like more should have been done.
Here we have this, this report at 10 weeks old. I mean, at 10 weeks old, a newborn is so helpless and so tiny and can do so little to upset us, except, create just the utmost joy to know that anyone was capable of creating that much damage to a 10-week-old. I dare say I am very concerned about baby Emmanuel and what might have happened to baby Emmanuel, but it's starting to look more and more suspicious, these pleas for help to find baby Emmanuel. Abby, thank you for your reporting. Break in to the show if you learn more throughout. And I know this is all very much developing and you're learning as you go, but just break in and bring any new reporting that you get throughout the program. Thank you for
Absolutely,
this.
I sure will. Yeah, thank you.
That case, I'm gonna say this, like, really pisses me off. The skull fracture, strangulation, child barely being able to live as is. You know what I'm saying? Um, and you allowed him to have other children in the home after being convicted of that. I believe, and this is just my personal opinion, if you've been convicted of any kind of abuse to a child whatsoever, or even suspected, you should not have custody of any child thereafter. In the state of Mississippi, that's the way it is. If you lose custody of one child and you are deemed an unfit parent, you lose all ability to have rights for every child after that. Like, even as a unfit father or anything like that. Let's say you had kids in a previous marriage and you were considered unfit, you lost custody rights to those kids. If you have children after that, you technically have no rights here in the state of Mississippi. I believe that if someone is charged, Emmanuel could be here today if they had done right by the kids. Every child that he even tried to have after that. In fact, I'm gonna say this may sound messed up, but I believe if somebody's been charged with that kind of charge, I believe they should be sterilized. I don't believe they should be able to have any more kids. Sterilize those people. They don't need children. I'm sorry, but sterilization for people like that who are cruel to, children, and doing things like that, I think they should be sterilized. I don't think they should get another chance to hurt another child. Yeah, you mess with children, animals, or the elderly, your penalties should be more extreme. How many people do we see essaying children and then getting out and doing it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, and their penalties are not they're not scared of the penalties. They have none. You know what I'm saying? They're not scared of it. That's why they keep doing it, because they get less time. You know what I'm saying? It's messed up. Japanese schoolgirl Junko Faratu. I think that's how you would say the last name. I'll look that up. Um, you know, it's just bull mess in my opinion. Um, Let me see, make sure I spelled that correctly. Let's see. They do. They are always repeat offenders, and it's crazy um, that to look that because of no harsher penalties, they usually get away with the shit, and they do it again and again and again and again. Okay, so I found the page of that. We'll I got the inside the grisly murder of Junka Faruto, the teenage girl who was tortured for 44 days. We're gonna look at that right quick here in just a minute. it it's so super sick to me that these you know awful evil people keep getting away with this stuff, and it's like we need harsher penalties. Our our justice system, like you'll see the person who's out on the street, they're just selling a little weed or something, right? And they go to prison for 20 years to life. But somebody who actually, like this dude who beat a child and basically took their life, got 6 months. 6 months in jail, was allowed to redo this to 3 to 4 more children, had more children in his home. You see people who actually touch and do things to children get maybe 6 months in jail. What the fuck is wrong with our system? There should be harsher penalties. In my opinion, I wish they would let me open my own prison. And I've said it before, but like in my prison, only people that would be put in there would be people who have crimes against children. And let's just say that they would never want to go to my prison, to the point that they would be scared to offend. Because I'm talking about bringing back bull whipping. I'm talking about waterboarding. I'm talking about, I'm going to make sure your days in there are so bad that if you do live through it and make it, you're going to wish to, every time you even look at a child, you're going to flinch. You're going to flinch every time. You ain't even going to look at a kid ever again. It's going to scare you. That's if you make it out. And hubby had a good idea to bring back like the the arena fights they had in the old days, and put them in that arena and make them fight to the death. And we get to like the old school where they put them in the arena down there and made them fight. I would say this to the murderers, and not the murderers of children, but the murderers who like gang violence or whatever. Have them go in there and take out the pedos and the bad people, and they get a light, like they get, like the murderers get like free food and good stuff for every pedophile they take out. I think they need to open up open season and do, how we watched that movie where all crime is legal for 24 hours, The Purge, right? I believe they should do that open season on pedophiles. Open season. I'm just saying, let the people get their justice. I'm evil like that in some ways when it comes to that, because yeah. But we're fixing to look at this Junko Furuta. I think that's how you say her last name. I'm really not well versed on how to say her name per se. We're gonna look at that case. Okay, we're gonna really look at that case right quick, and I'm trying to find one that's in English right quick, or a news thing about it right quick. Okay, here we go. We're going to listen to this video. This video seems okay. Well, hopefully this video is okay. We're going to watch this video. I was going to read the case, but I don't know if I'll be able to make through reading it. Make it through it. I'm going to try to make it through the video without, because this one, I'm going to give a disclaimer for my people who have weak stomachs. This case is very graphic, okay? They're not going to show anything graphic, hopefully, but it's a very graphic scene. Just to say that this case is not an easy one, and yeah. Okay, so here we're going to go. We're going to listen to this.
In November 1988, a 17-year-old Japanese schoolgirl named Junko Furuta vanished on her way home from school. She had been expected home that evening, as usual, but never arrived. Her parents were worried, but it would be weeks before they discovered the horrifying truth that Junko had been kidnapped, held captive, and subjected to more than 40 days of unimaginable torture before her death. Junko Furuta lived with her family in Misato, a city in Saitama Prefecture, north of Tokyo. She was a diligent student, known for her quiet nature, academic focus, and polite demeanor. She didn't smoke, drink, or get into trouble. Her friends described her as responsible and well-liked. She had no known enemies, and nothing in her life at the time suggested she was at risk. On November 25, 1988, Junko was walking home from her part-time job when she was approached by a teenage boy named Hiroshi Miyano. Miyano, who was 18 at the time, had a reputation for violence and was reportedly connected to local Yakuza gangs. With him was a friend, Shinji Minato. According to court records, the two had planned to find a girl to assault that night. Miyano lured Junko to a secluded area by pretending to need help or directions, and once she was isolated, the pair abducted her. She was taken to Minato's home in the Ayase district of Adachi, Tokyo, a two-story house where Minato lived with his parents. Over the next 44 days, Junko was imprisoned there and repeatedly subjected to physical, sexual, and psychological abuse. Miyano and Minato were soon joined by two other boys, Joe Ogura and Yasushi Watanabe. Together, the four carried out an escalating series of violent acts against Junko. The details of her captivity, later revealed in court, were so extreme they were initially difficult for investigators to believe. Junko was beaten daily, often forced to sleep outside on a balcony or on a concrete floor. She was raped numerous times, reportedly by more than just the four teenagers. Some accounts suggest others were invited to the house and participated or watched. She was starved, burned with cigarettes and lighters, and had fireworks inserted into her body and ignited. Her hands and legs were broken, and she eventually lost the ability to walk or use the bathroom. Despite her injuries, no medical care was ever given. The boys forced her to call her parents during the early days of her captivity, claiming she had run away and was staying with a friend. Fearing for her safety, she complied. This act of manipulation bought her captors time. She was being held in the home of Shinji Minato, one of the four attackers. His parents and brother also lived there. Junko was initially forced to pose as Minato's girlfriend in front of the family, but as her condition worsened, her injuries became harder to conceal. Neighbors later reported hearing disturbing sounds coming from the house, yelling, crying, and at times, screams. Police visited the Minato home twice during the course of Junko's disappearance, acting on tips they received. Each time they were turned away by the boy's parents, who insisted there was no girl there and that nothing was wrong. Authorities did not investigate further. Despite clear signs that something was happening inside that home, no one stepped in. Whether out of fear, willful ignorance, or a desire to protect their own, the Minato family did nothing to help Junko Furuta. As the weeks passed, Junko's condition worsened. By late December, her physical state was critical. She had sustained internal injuries, severe infections, and organ damage. On January 4th, 1989, after more than 6 weeks of captivity, Junko died. The exact cause of death was likely a combination of trauma, infection, and systemic failure of her body. The boys placed her body in a 55-gallon drum, filled it with concrete, and left it in a quiet construction area in Koto Ward, Tokyo. The case was uncovered weeks later, in late January, after Hiroshi Miyano was arrested in connection with an unrelated sexual assault. During questioning, police learned of his involvement in Junko's disappearance. Eventually, he confessed, and the other boys were arrested. The drum containing Junko's body was recovered shortly after. All four perpetrators were under 20 years old at the time and were therefore tried as juveniles under Japanese law. Their names were initially withheld, but due to the severity of the crime and public outrage, Japanese journalists published them anyway, arguing that the public had a right to know. The sentences handed down were seen by many as shockingly lenient. Miyano received 20 years in prison, while the others received shorter terms ranging from 5 to 10 years. Many in Japan were appalled, believing the justice system had failed to deliver an adequate punishment for such an extreme and sadistic crime. Some of the perpetrators were released and later reoffended. Over time, Junko Furuta's name has become known not just in Japan, but around the world. Documentaries, articles, and online discussions continue to share her story, not because of the graphic details alone, but because her case highlights how systems can fail even the most innocent among us. To this day, her parents and family have remained largely private. Their grief, though rarely voiced in public, has been acknowledged by a country that continues to mourn alongside them. There is no footage of the crime, no known photographs of the abuse. The evidence comes from police investigations, court transcripts, and confessions from those involved. The images that remain are of Junko in her school uniform, smiling, hopeful, and full of promise. For more grim stories like this, subscribe to the Grim Crim Vault. We release new videos weekly.
And like Mr. Rubin said, that's just what can be said on YouTube. There was a lot more to this case. If you want to look it up yourself, the Junko Furuta murder, what they did to this young lady, 44 days straight of nothing but horrific abuse. What they done to her, what they did to her body, and they barely got so this is what's when they weren't raping her, the boys forced her to do other terrible things like eating live cockroaches, masturbating in front of them, drinking her own urine. Her body, still much alive at that point, was hung from the ceiling and beaten with golf clubs, bamboo sticks, iron rods. Her eyelids and genitalia were burned with cigarettes and lighters and hot wax. And the torture didn't stop until she passed away. She was raped over 400 times by him and his friends, as well as other boys and men. And those men didn't get got. The 4 captors knew. While torturing her, they would insert iron bars, scissors, skewers, fireworks, and even light bulbs into her vagina and anal area, destroying her internal anatomy, which left her unable to defecate and urinate properly. You know what I'm saying? So you imagine, like, they forced her to tell her parents that she ran away, which was not the truth. Twice somebody called on this girl being at that house and in her condition, and the police did nothing. Police did nothing. There was one boy who was invited over, and he actually told his brother about it, and they went to the police, and the authorities showed up to the residence, but were assured by the family there was no girl inside. And the police just said, okay, walk away. The police never followed up again. The boys then punished Furuta for calling the police and dousing her legs in lighter fluid and setting her on fire. The boys allegedly became enraged when she beat them at a game of mahjong and tortured her to death. Scared of being charged with murder, they dumped her body in the 50-gallon drum filled in concrete and dropped it on a cement truck. For a while, they thought they would never be caught. The only reason they were caught is because that one person actually spilled their guts. They would have never gotten caught for this. And one boy got the 20 years and the others got 5 to 10 or 5 to 7 for doing this. All 4 of Furuta's killers were eventually released from prison. It is believed that Wannabe is the only one who has not reoffended since his release. To this day, many in Japan feel that the justice has not been served in Furuta's case, and tragically, it doesn't seem like that will ever happen. So they all were released from prison, and only one of them did not reoffend. All the others reoffended. All of the others reoffended. It's crazy that so many crimes against women and children. And Ms. Room said there was over 100 DNAs of other people found inside of her, and she was pregnant when she died. And the only reason they got caught is because they tried to do it to another girl, but she escaped. So when the kid got arrested, they thought he had been asking them questions about the jungle girl, but they're asking questions about the girl that escaped. So the only reason he spilled his guts is because he thought they were questioning about that, when really it was the girl that got away. They tried to do it again. Hey, Room Shaker, Shaker, Shaker. They tried to do it again. And every one of them that got out of prison for doing that to that young lady reoffended. Most of these people reoffend. There needs to be harsher penalties for pedos, for people who do crimes against children, crimes against women. Most rapists reoffend multiple times. Look up the statistics on that. Look up the statistics on, crimes against children. Most of them reoffend. And they barely get 5 to 10 years in jail, if that. They're not scared of the consequences. Because when they go to jail, they get 3 hots and a cot. They're not scared of jail. Jail is not scary for them. They keep them in protective custody so they don't get beat up by other inmates. Oh my God, really? The boy's mom, where they kept the young lady, went over to her gravesite and knocked it over, blaming her for her son's actions and him being locked up. Blame the victim. That's some bullshit, ain't it? Yeah, that is true. Concrete never really cures, so it actually preserved the evidence instead of destroying it like they thought. It's really unreal when you think about how many, statistically speaking, how many of these people reoffend because they're not scared of the consequences. Think about it. They get a cushy jail cell, right? They get to eat 3 times a day. They get to make phone calls. They get to get, preferential treatment on certain things. I mean, I don't want to go to jail, but for these people, it's, I'm just going over here for 3 hots and a cot. If you made it a serious infraction and really, like, I'm sorry, but jails are too nice nowadays. They need to bring back the old school ones, the ones you was afraid to go into because you didn't know what was going to happen to you. You didn't have no air conditioner during the summertime. You got bread and water. You know what I'm saying? Bread and water. Let me go ahead and drop this link right quick for anybody that wants to come up. They need to bring back harsher penalties for these people. That's why they're not afraid to reoffend and they keep doing it. If you look at most people who abuse children, they have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 offenses. They're not afraid of the consequences. They need to be more afraid of the consequences, and they're not. Let me make sure it's you. I know it is, but I just have to make sure. Hey, Miss
Hello.
Jones.
Hello. I'm gonna try to say this without disrespecting Charlie, but I dig in the dirt for a child that wasn't even mine. I flip posters. I shot cars. F anybody that kills a child or injured them. F them. Adam should be put to. I'm gonna try to respect Charlie. Adam should have been put to. I have my feelings. F them. Killed or injured a child. That's all I'm gonna say. And that's all I'm gonna say.
Anybody who injures a child, in my opinion, should be qualified for the death penalty. We don't need to pay for them to be sitting up in a jail cell. No.
And the mother won a lawsuit. F them. To get a child or injure them. F them. Hi, Ruben.
Hey, J Face, how are you?
I'm gonna walk away because this is the first case that Charlie has spoken of, and it triggers me. And it triggers me. I dig in the dark for a giant that wasn't even mine.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, Miss Justice. Take a deep breath because a lot of these cases do bother a lot of us, like even myself. I get so angry when I look at these cases. Like the case we were just talking about, Mr. Rubin, she lived for 44 days through that
Yes.
torture.
When I first heard the story, and as it was going on, like, I'm not gonna lie, I was crying, and I was actually like wanting her to already die. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, way before the 44 days. But she just, for whatever reason, would. I mean, there's a lot more stuff that they did to her. And the reason I brought it up is because the punishments that, you know, these people, and especially when it seems when it goes against women, that it's nothing. 5 years, really. I mean, the one guy, I think he was 18. I think that's why he got the 20 years. But um, and that's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? 5 years for that shit.
It is super ridiculous. Only 5 years, and every one of them reoffended. Every
No,
single one of them, but one of them.
but one of them, yeah, one of them. When he got out, he disappeared, changed his name, and what I guess somebody found out is that he got married, had children, and became a school teacher, but he never committed another crime.
It's sick. Like you think about it, like that's 1 out of 4, right? One out of
Right,
four, and that's not including all the people who were involved who didn't even get a charge.
right, and there were hundreds of people, like, and so the parents never even got charged of allowing the kid to keep her there. You know what I'm saying? They never got charged. They found over 100 DNA, in her body and stuff. You know what I mean? And then there was something else. Oh, and then like the only reason they got caught is because they tried to do it again. The girl got away, and when they were questioning the kid, um, he thought that they were talking about the Junko girl and not the girl that got away. So he fucked up. Thank God he fucked up because that's how they ended up finding out about it.
Yeah, I thank God he did too, because at least her body got found, and at least her family, even if it is the most messed up, heinous thing, found out the truth. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? And hey, Tainted Love, with that situation, like I would be so broken, and it's got to think about the penalties for all these situations, right? Like
right,
this dude, the case before where the dude had 3 other kids,
correct,
6 months in jail for taking basically the child may have lived, but the child's not living. She has 3% of her brain in usage. She can't even feed herself. She can't, like, she's stuck to a wheelchair. She's blind. She's probably deaf. You know what I'm saying? What quality of life does this child really have? Even though the cousin's doing her very best to give her the best life possible, what quality of life does this child have? He took that from her.
correct. And you know, it's the same thing in Mexico. Like Mexico, before didn't even have like a registry of missing women or missing girls for the longest time. And now they have something, I believe they call it femicide. They didn't have something like that. So like you could commit a crime against a woman or a girl and stuff, and you know, it most of the time just didn't even get reported. But now they call it femicide because they did have some kind of um not revolution, but protesting or whatever.
That's what kills me is that these people and these other like everybody wants to go visit this. If you're a woman, I'm just gonna pre-tell you, be careful going outside. Like it's already bad enough inside the United States of America, right?
Yeah,
But some of these other countries really don't care. You could go up missing, you could terrible things in the world happen to you, and no one's gonna care because you're a woman.
correct.
A woman
Correct.
or a child. So be very careful going outside the United States of America. Some of these places would stone you and spit in your eye, and you know what I'm saying? Hey, Miss Tracy, hey, the hood tape.
I can't remember what religion it is, but they call it honor killings. Like the family can unalive their own daughter if they don't want to like marry, because they have the planned marriages or whatever. If they don't want to marry the person or something like that, or if the family feels disrespected by the girl.
Oh yeah, that happens. It's a sect of Muslims, I believe.
Okay.
But I've seen it because they actually had a case here in the United States. And they actually ended up running, the mother and the father did, and because it was considered a honor killing. See, they get away with it overseas, but over
Mhm.
here, they do face harsher penalties than they would over there. But over there, if you disrespect your family, if you so
Mhm.
much as go against them, they can do whatever they want to you. You're not allowed as a woman in some of those
As a
places.
woman, though, like the boys can, though. You know what I'm saying? The boys can do whatever the fuck they want.
Oh yeah, and you can't like that's why I tell women be very careful going to the Middle East, because you're not allowed to walk out in public by yourself. I don't know if you know that or not, but and then being an American woman, they really see you as a target because you're
You gotta be
unclean, you're
careful what you
unjust.
wear.
Yeah, you're considered unclean. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And be very careful going overseas to some of these countries that you don't know their religious practices and you don't know their laws. Women are treated worse than dogs. You would actually get a charge for hurting an animal above hurting a woman.
Yeah, yeah, it's actually true. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, and back in the days, I think I put in there they did try castration of our words and stuff like that, but they found that didn't even work. You know what I mean? They still have these, I don't know, impulses or whatever. To me, shit like that, it's inhumane, and to me, I think there's something evil inside them. You know what I mean? So
I think they should have like I wish they'd let me open my own jail and people wouldn't holler, "Oh, that's so inhumane." Well, they were inhumane to another human being. That's my personal opinion.
mhm,
Um, and bring back to where I'm talking about bullwhips, putting salt in your wound. I'm gonna make sure you live through the infection, but I want you to feel the pain, feel the sting, feel the hurt to the point that when you get out, if you even so much think about it, you're gonna flinch. Like I want you to, you know how if you scare somebody enough, they'll flinch when they think about it.
right,
Like to this day, if I disrespect the elder, hold on, wait a minute, I'm flinching a little bit because I'm scared. I'm gonna get a spanking. But I'm talking about this is to the point of they would be so afraid to offend. It's not going to stop everybody because there's always going to be evil people who try to
right.
get around a system, but it's going to make it so much so that the ones who are afraid of offending won't even try it. And I don't know if you paid attention to this map bullshit that came up a while back where they were trying to get included in the LGBTQIA plus flag and into the community. It's called minor attracted person. Oh yeah, go ahead and create your own
Um,
flag and wear that shit out in public. That just lets me know who you is.
is that like a thing to where they say that they're attracted? Like, okay, I didn't know that these pride parade thing, whatever the fuck that shit is, that they allowed children and shit, and these are naked ass fucking people. You know what I mean? They were I had seen this one thing, and this dude was being filmed. This old fucking creepy dude, nude as fuck. And anytime some child would come by, he would get super excited and like wave them over, and felt like he wanted to give them a hug. And so finally they hit him up, and he kind of clammed up and didn't really say anything. But like, why are you allowing children at these things when these people are naked or whatever the fuck they are?
Here's the thing. I don't there's certain events that children should not be present for.
No.
And if you have so much as of an ounce of thought process for a child, let children remain what children are, innocent. Don't take a child's innocence before the world takes it anyway. Let them be kids. It's like, I'm going to say this. If you watch the Jazz Jennings case, right? That little girl, and I say little girl because that's what she chooses to go by, at the same time, I believe was forced into that situation and is super unhappy. And this is why a lot of people unalive themselves in the future. That situation just breaks my heart. Let kids be kids. If a little girl wants to play with little boy toys, let her. If a little boy wants to play with little girls, let them. They're just kids. They don't know the difference. If that was the case, my mom and daddy would have said that about me because I love Tonka trucks. You know what I'm saying? I was a tomboy. I loved to climb the trees.
Right.
I was out there being rough playing football. I'd rather do that than play with Barbie dolls. I wasn't a girly girl. You know what I'm saying? I never was. Let kids be kids for as long as they can. Kids do not need to be at pride parades, especially certain ones. Because that's a time for a person to let their freak flag fly, right? Well, kids don't need to see that shit ever. That ain't got shit to do with kids. My child knows nothing of any situation. A child
Right.
shouldn't. I don't care. I don't care if my child turned 20-year old. He probably still not gonna know. You know what I'm saying? But try to let kids remain kids as long as they possibly can be, because we all know that this world is already evil and bad enough that eventually they're gonna hear something in passing or something that's going to, remove that innocence when they get 16, 17 years old, right?
Right.
But let them remain that for as long as possible. And, try to keep I try to tell my kid, you don't have to grow up right away. If you want to spend some time doing this, going to college, whatever, you don't have to, like, I'm not pushing you out that door to go right way as soon as you turn 18, saying, oh, you're a grown up now. No, I'm not doing that. I'm going to let you remain that way until you decide that it's time for you to do that, because try to keep their innocence as long as possible. Like, even when sometimes other kids will tell your kid my mom and dad did this with me. When I was in 4th or 5th grade, somebody tried to tell me Santa wasn't real, right? And I come home and had that conversation, and my parents said, well, since he ain't real, he ain't going to come this year. You know what I'm saying? Since he ain't real, since you don't want him to be
Right.
real. And, they tried to keep my innocence as long as possible because this world's already terrible. And I believe also if there was harsher penalties for some of these crimes, like, think about it, a little dope boy on the corner selling some weed. Not, weed's not one of the most terrible drugs. It
Right.
is a considered one. He's doing it to survive, right? He gets 20 years to life. But yet you got somebody out there who's actually beating kids to where they don't they basically are unalived, or graping, or, touching, doing all these things. They get maybe 5 years.
Hmm.
What the hell is wrong with our system? Is so backwards.
It's because a lot of times it's the fucking politician and the lawmakers that make those laws and punishments. Take, for instance, that Jude Ginsburg, whatever, that little fucking short ass bitch that, was like one of the top, what do you call it, judges or whatever the fuck, like Supreme Court judges or whatever. She wanted to make the consenting age, I think, like 10 or some shit like that. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And you're a Supreme Court judge? Fucking weird ass fucking broad.
That also, I'm going to say this. I think across the board, if you can't own or possess a firearm, if you can't drink liquor, if you can't, hold specific things or be able to do some things, you should also not be able to do those other things. Your consent should not be there. I'm sorry. But if you can't make life decisions, like they can't buy
Right.
homes, they can't do these things without parental consent or someone
Right.
signing for them, they don't, like, I don't even think it should be 18. I think it should be 21. But that's just me. Because if they're saying at 18 you can't even buy a pack of cigarettes anymore at 18.
Oh,
You have
you
to be
can't.
21. No, you have to be 21. You have to be 21 to buy liquor. You have to be 21 to buy a firearm. Right? You know what I'm saying? A lot of
Right.
things. So that's just my personal opinion. I know other people may say 18. I say 21. But this bull crap of, like, kids, like the dad. Do you know about the story about the dad who unalived the pedo who was grooming his daughter, and they charged him?
Yeah. I mean, to me, that dude's a hero.
He went and saved his daughter. The dude had his daughter in his car. He done went to jail for it and got out on bond. Was supposed to have a no contact order with this child, right? No contact order. Convinced her to leave her home and come back to him. This was an old ass man. This was a little bitty 13-year-old child, 13 years old. And the dad
Yeah.
just so happened when they were going by, saw the vehicle, saw him, saw his daughter, and was like, oh, hell no. And he went and got his baby. And he felt the need that if he didn't do what he was going to do, this dude was going to keep coming for his child.
Well, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because he had already gotten to her head and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Well, they did what the reason I think he should get off on that and shouldn't get a charge is they had already went to the police. There was supposed to be a no contact order, and they didn't protect the child. The dad did what he had to do to protect the child.
Right. Right. And to me, I think that might follow under like either temporary insanity or a crime of passion.
I believe it should too, but let me go look up this case right quick. Because they actually did,
I
because
mean,
they
I
were
would do the same
debating on
fucking
the
thing.
charges. I would have did worse.
You know, I mean, yes.
Let me see if I can find this case. Um, because I looked it up not long ago. I actually covered it when it first happened.
Uh-huh.
And they had at that time, hey, Mr. Maddie, at that time they were debating, and hey, Crazy Brad, on whether to bring up charges on him or not. And then I read another article not long ago that they actually did.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I can't see chat. I'm on my phone, so I can't see chat. But hello to everybody in chat.
I'm gonna see.
I also think like this too. If more people would speak up and how would you say like either protest or whatever uh um for the release of the man. You know what I mean? Like maybe that would help. You know what I'm saying?
I believe here's my thing. I'm gonna say this right now is that too many of these people that do these things to kids end up getting out on these situations
Oh yeah.
and going after kids again. It's bullshit. I'm trying to find this case again right quick. Let's see here. Because I know one of my friends actually shared it to me when it first happened. And I'm going to look through our chat right quick because it'll help me find it faster than trying to look it up online because it keeps showing me other stuff. Let's see. Maybe I put it on another thing. I don't know if y'all know what story that I'm talking about though. But yeah, it was a dad. The daughter was 13 years old, and the
Right.
what I remember about the case is that the this person had been grooming the daughter since she was younger than 13,
Right.
and been going on for a while, and then he actually did rape her, and they had all the communications, everything. Took it to the DA. The dude got charged. He got released on bond, and
Mhm.
while he was released on bond, was sending like cash apps and sending food to the house for the girl, and still talking to her. And he had a no contact order. He wasn't even supposed to contact her at all, and ended up getting her to leave the house. The mom and dad heard the dogs barking or something, and they just had a feeling. They got up and checked her room and noticed that she was gone.
Right.
And he unalived the guy who did it to his daughter when he found him. He found the daughter in the car with the guy. The girl thought she was in love, though, because she was a kid.
Yes. Well, she was groomed. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Being a child, kids don't understand grown up situations sometimes. And they don't, and it's just like this. The minor attracted person thing was actually a thing that came out, and the LGBTQI community did not want it. Obviously, they didn't want that a part of their book, a part of them whatsoever. But those people tried so hard, and they're like, "Well, it doesn't mean we're gonna actually do anything,
The
motherfucker.
fuck
I
you
don't give a
want?
fuck. You still sick as
Right.
fuck."
What I remember, I seen like a little documentary about some of that stuff, and how would you say, like the OG, like gays and lesbians or whatever, they were like against this, allowing the children at the uh, pride parades and stuff. You know what I mean? And some of them are like, taking pictures of these nude people with a child, and they're saying like any other place that this would be considered indecent exposure and that person would be arrested. You know what I mean? Like, why are they allowing this? And these are gays and lesbians that are saying this about this stuff. So,
Yeah, I mean, nobody in the community wanted children at those events because those events are for people to just be free, and that's why it's called what it's called.
right,
Um, because no, kids, they're like, I don't want kids to see me that way. I'm doing this for my people. We're out celebrating for ourselves, and a lot, even like when you go to like the drag bars, a lot of the drag performers do not want kids at their shows. It's not made for kids.
correct,
You know what I'm saying? It's made for adults. They're doing strip teases and all different kind of things that kids should not see.
absolutely, absolutely. I think that's why, if I'm correct, this year's parade thing, whatever, like they lost a bunch of their sponsorships, and a lot of the places, I guess, where that they were going to go, they got canceled, so it wasn't like a big turnout or whatever.
It's crazy because here's the problem that I find: a lot of the good people in the community are basically getting lumped in with that bullshit, right? And to me, it's bull mess. Like so many of the
Right,
ones that speak up are bad. The community don't like them. You know what I'm saying? Like the one dude who Jeffrey, I forgot his last name, but he claims to be trans. But he's telling kids to Jeffrey Marsh, telling kids to privately contact him
what the
to
fuck?
keep things from their parents. The community does not like him, right? The community does not agree. But so many of like it's the point of, where like one bad apple makes the rest look bad.
Right. Right.
That's what's happening, and I feel bad for the LGBTQIA community because they don't agree with that shit, but they're getting lumped in with the bad motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I'm like, this is bullshit. Y'all having to deal with that. And if they so much as speak out, then they're called a hater. They're called a transphobe. They're called this. I'm like, they're a part of the community, dumbass.
Right. Right. I have a couple friends. They're older dudes. You know what I mean? They're gay dudes, and I remember, they would tell me stories and shit like that. I was actually kind of surprised because they knew how to like throw a football or baseball or basketball. You know what I mean? I thought it was funny, and they're like, what are you laughing at? I'm like, well, most, but like I would say, uh, younger, you know what I mean, gays or whatever, don't really play sports and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I just thought it was funny that they knew how to, and it's like, well, we grew up in the era that like you had to be a boy no matter what. You know what I'm saying? So of course they're gonna know how to throw a baseball and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Um, and all that stuff. But they were actually real smart. Um, and then they would tell me stories of like, how they would let like, the F word bother them and this and that. And then once they learn that, look, I mean, and they told me that they call each other, queers, fags, and shit like that more than straight people do. You know what I'm saying? And other words that I've never even heard of. And once they were like, they realized, look, you call me that, that's what I am. And it didn't bother them anymore. So these people didn't have that power over them. It didn't like the effect, that these people would say, it just rolled off of them. It's like, okay, yeah, that's what we are. You know what I mean? Instead of getting offended and shit. And they became advocates, for like the marriage and stuff like that. But like they're also against this newer kind of whatever it is. I'm not sure.
Well, the older community at large um, does not agree with a lot of the bull mess. They fought so hard for rights, and I
Correct.
know for them that it feels like a slap to the face
Yes.
because these new people in the community are messing it up, and like all the hard work they put in
Hmm.
is getting messed up. They're like, well, I fought for you to be able to have these same freedom rights, and now you have them. Now you want special treatment. Now you're doing this. Now you're doing that. You messing up all the work and all the years that we put in to be accepted.
Correct. And like you said, so then they get clumped in with those people, and it's like that's not cool. You know what I mean? Because these dudes actually, they're real smart. You know what I mean? Super fucking cool. Never ever made me feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? I will say this though. I have found this to be true. Uh, Gay dudes make very strong drinks. You know what I mean? And they're good drinks. Like they usually make like I would just say like mixed drinks or fruity drinks or whatever. And I fucked up by asking them like, like why is it seems like you guys make these really good drinks and they're really strong drinks and shit? And they're like, you don't want to know. And I was like, well, I wouldn't have asked if I didn't want to know, right? And they were like, well, okay, when you go to the club and stuff and you drink because you want to get a little bit, loose so that you can talk to the girls and this and that and shit, right? And they're throwing me out these clues that I'm just like oblivious to fucking what they're saying and shit. And they're like, yeah, man, so like it makes you loose to like, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. Like what the fuck? And then they said it like, look, motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? It was one of those like,
I love how it went right over your head. You're like, well, yeah.
you know what I mean? Yeah, I was like, it was fucking, I felt such like an idiot. And they were laughing at me, making fun of me and shit. I'm just like, what the fuck? You know, I'm like, okay. Yeah, I fucking put myself in that situation. And they warned me too. They're like, yeah, you probably don't want to know.
They tried to tell you you didn't want to
They did,
know.
you know what I'm saying? But I was like, no, actually, I do. You know, like, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm not the smartest person all the time. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of misconceptions about the community at large. There's a lot of like, when you're not a part of something, right, you don't necessarily understand everything. There are some people in the community that are willing to sit down and explain it to you on certain things. There are other people who, might perceive it as something else, but being curious is actually a good thing, because that means you're not holding hate in your heart. That means you're like, I'm trying to learn too. I'm being accepting, because not everyone is that way. We still have. Here's the thing: there's a lot more acceptance than there used to be, like years ago.
Right.
But there's still people who have misconceptions. Like, here's the thing: I've known some gay men you wouldn't even know are gay.
Correct.
You wouldn't even know it if they didn't tell you. You wouldn't know. I've known some. I've known many different people within the community when it comes to. I had a gay uncle. I had a lesbian auntie, and all different things. Like, I do know that in different areas, certain words are considered different things. Like, certain are considered hate speech and some aren't. Because I actually was
Right.
talking to people in the community, like down here, certain words aren't considered that, but then I go up north, and if you say that word, it is, or vice versa, it isn't. Um, so like me, myself, and I just try to avoid those words altogether, because I don't know if it's acceptable to you or not. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to do anything.
Right.
Like, even if I was fighting with a person who is trans, I'm not going to dead name them, and I'm not going to call them out of the gender that they choose to be called. Right? Because that's their choice. And the way I look at it is, no, I'm not going to be judged when I pass away by anybody else's book of life. I'm going to be judged by my own. Right? And
Right.
so why do I want to hate another person, or hold that in my heart, or treat them any differently, and not give just basic respect and love? It makes no sense to me, because regardless if you believe certain things, like um you know if you believe somebody else's religion is wrong, or somebody else's this or that, or whatever they're doing in their life, what is it my right to judge them? What is it my right to make them feel like a lowest of low human? That makes no sense to me.
Correct. Like these two friends, I haven't talked to them in years, but like I said, they're older dudes. They're actually, they consider themselves Christians, and I will say this, they know scripture like fucking better than a lot of the people that I know. Like I'm just like, wow, and they can, uh, uh, you know, like I have hard times remembering like where exactly the scripture is. You know what I mean? Like I can, I know the story or whatever, but like I can't, tell you like, oh, it's in this book, that whatever. These dudes, they could tell you like whatever, like pinpoint the exact scripture and verse and this and that, and they could repeat it verbatim, both Old Testament and New Testament. You know what I mean? Um, and I remember we had a, you know, big old discussion about that. And I have to say, I walked away saying that, I can't say that they're not Christian.
It's like, here's the thing: I treat people how they want to be treated, and the way that I would like to be treated, right? And so when I look at these things, I do it out of decency and respect and love, regardless if others agree or disagree, because we're all adults here, right? We can agree to disagree on things. Like, there's some things that I may believe in that you may not, right, Mr. Rubin or Mr. Barefoot? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
we're all adults here. We don't have to agree. We don't have to believe in the same thing. We don't have to agree on the same thing. But the way that I treat people, the reason I do what I do is Every person deserves human decency. At the end of the day, we're all a part of the same thing, the human race, right? If you're a good
Right.
person and you've got a good heart, that's all I care about at the end of the day. When I go to see my God and I get judged on Judgment Day, I'm going to be judged based on what I do, not what anybody else does. So if anybody else decides to do
Right.
anything else in their life, I don't care. I'm not judging you. I'm gonna love you through it.
Right. Not only that, you know what I mean? Like for me as a Christian, and I get real frustrated when I hear shit like this. When I hear other Christians tell people like, "You're going to hell," I'm like, "Who the fuck made you God?" You know what I'm saying? So, um, I don't, I don't do that. You know what I mean? I don't tell people like, "Yeah, you're gonna." I have no idea. You know what I mean? Like, as much as I don't like to think this, even a child raper killer, you know what I mean, at some point, if he feels, you know what I mean, deeply in his heart that he wants to, repent and, seek the Lord, and this is how we know that we're not God, because we don't have the understanding and the ability to understand why the fuck he would forgive these fucking people and accept them and stuff like that in the first place. Well, at least I don't, you know what I'm saying? And I don't have the power to do that. But also too, I don't have the power to tell people whether or not they're going to hell or not. I don't know what the fuck they did. You know what I'm saying? So
Thank you, Mr.
that's
Jim
that's God's
Coddington.
thing.
Mr.
So
Barefoot's got it. But yeah, I'm the exact same way, Mr. Rubin. I don't tell anybody else where they're going because it's not my
mm,
right to judge. Judge you and you not be judged. You without sin cast the first stone. And I am not without sin because we all were born into it and had to do repentance. When we do that, we had to ask for God's forgiveness. We had to go through, ask, Jesus to be our personal savior and so on and so
mhm.
forth. Right. So it's not my right to judge anybody on uh, when they go the feeling that you have for your family members, the unconditional love, right?
Right,
I believe God loves us that way. And if God can love me through all my bad things that I've done and all my good and everything else, then why can't I love another?
right. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, like um I'm not in the bedroom with other people. I don't give a fuck what you do. As long as you ain't doing it to fucking kids and hurt kids, and you're not a R word, then I gives a shit.
Well, I will say this: I'm getting really tired of seeing these stories of like kids being unalived and kids being done this way and the penalties being so less. It really is
Yes,
taking me off to no extreme. Because I'm like, when is enough enough? We're supposed to protect our children. Our children are our most precious commodity. When we are gone, the adults in the situation, our children are our future, right?
correct.
Who who's protecting? I mean, us parents are trying our best, but kids can't even go to school nowadays. It's a
Right,
possibility of school shootings. There's predos in the schools. You
right,
know what I'm saying? Like you can't even do the basic thing of sending your kid out to school. Something that's supposed to be so simple. Supposed
right.
to be.
And
But
I'll even say this, like, um, for the child hammers and stuff like that, um, they're not clumped into the same thing as gays and stuff like that, where some people think like, oh, they're gays because they do that, or what. No, that's actually incorrect. You know what I mean? Um, and they've done studies on shit like that. There's statistics and all that other bullshit. Um, because I would assume, most gays and stuff aren't trying to, you know, do little kids and stuff like that. It's a different it's a different thing. But some people who are ignorant would say, no, oh, they're gay because they do that to the kids and this and that. Well, that's just not true.
It's really not cool to put that, in my opinion, that jacket on someone
Right.
without like definite proof. Like even a person that I don't like, I'm never going to put that jacket on their back without like I need proof that you are that. Like I need black and white. You've went to jail for it. You've been like I don't mean just regular accusations. I mean it's like I need some proof. Like I'm not gonna just throw that on someone because that's not a jacket you just throw on people. You know what
Mm-mm.
I'm saying? And I get tired of it getting thrown around like it's a hey word. Like
Yeah,
hey,
on YouTube, I found like I had a hard time dealing with it at first because I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you just don't do that. You know what I mean? And it was hard for me to like, why motherfuck these people are doing this shit? You know what I mean? But it's one of those stupid ass things that people do. You know what I mean? And just like I didn't even know what the fuck doxing was.
now I will say to clear doxing up for people, doxing is okay. Like if I had a court case or a let's say I had charges on me, that's not as long as you block out my name or at least partial of my name, that's not technically doxing. You can show court cases because that's Freedom of Information Act, right? When it comes to doxing, the actual definition is showing private information like your home address, that's private, right? Your full legal name, that's private information. If unless you tell your full legal name online, then it's not, right? Um, Facebooks are not technically considered doxing.
Right.
Any kind of social media apparatus that you have is not considered that.
Well,
Um,
but here's the thing: it's the intent on how you use the information.
oh yeah, and they just came up with a new law that if you share anybody's like, whether it's an AI deep fake, whether it's a nude of any kind,
Uh-huh.
in a form to harass, bully, or stalk someone, it's called
Mhm.
revenge porn. That it's technically they have a new thing called the Take It Down Act, and you have 24 to 48 hours if you own a website or a YouTube channel or Instagram or whatever you post it to take it down, or you can face criminal charges.
Right. I even think it goes like this because I remember there was a case of this. So there's one dude that says, that he had got, I don't know, the girl's nudie picture, whatever the fuck it was, right? Then he had said that he had sent it to his friend, and his friend said that he had it. And the girl,
Girl,
I
I almost
believe,
blocked your ass.
What? Don't block me, girl. Don't block me. Come on.
I thought you was somebody else, girl. And I was about to hit you, but I checked you. I checked you, authenticated you.
You look under my skirt or what?
Yeah,
we
I
feel
did. I
like,
did, girl. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Ruben, what you asleep up here, Ruben?
no, why?
Because you sound more asleep than I do today.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to wake up. You know what I
What are
mean?
y'all doing? What are we talking about? I know I just busted in on y'all's conversation, but
uh, I was telling a story that like that revenge porn things. So one dude had the picture. He said he sent it to his friend. I
oh
can't
yeah,
remember if his friend didn't have it, but because the friend said he did, uh, the girl was able to get him in trouble too
well, no.
because
What
he
happened?
said
Are
he
you
did.
talking? Are you talking about the case where the guy got like arrested and charged with it, and it happened like a
I
year
believe
ago
so.
or a year and
Yes.
a half ago?
Yes.
Okay, so what the guy did is the guy, I know exactly what you're talking about. The guy was in a quote unquote kind of like relationship with the girl. They
Right.
were they were having intimacies. And the girl had sent him a picture. And he in turn, after they split up, turned around and sent that picture to his buddy.
Mhm.
His buddy then went online and I think he posted the picture online or he did a video. He did something. And I want to say that it was a picture, like one of the pictures was of her boobs.
Mhm.
and he showed the picture. And so both of the guys got in
Right.
trouble for revenge porn. Not just the guy that showed it,
Correct.
but the one who sent it.
Correct.
Yeah. So
And that's good. I mean, fuck. Motherfuckers shouldn't be doing that shit.
I agree. It's
We were talking about that kind of case. We were talking about, we were looking at that case where the Haro child is
Yeah,
still missing,
Junko,
and Junko
or
case,
something like that. Yeah.
and basically saying that these people, like with the Haro case, the dude had a previous child that he beat so bad, the child literally has only 3% of her brain working. And he got 6 months in jail for that.
what?
And then had 3 other kids after that he basically did the same thing. And now this child is missing. This is the 4th time. He had had 3 kids removed for abuse, and this is the 4th. Why did he even have kids in his household to begin with after the first?
Wow. That's crazy. I haven't really watched a whole lot about one thing I can't do is like abuse against small children. It really affects me. Like and I'm sure it does everybody, but it will send me to a really dark place to have to listen to that kind of stuff.
Right.
Because
that's why I don't cover it often, because I get angry, really angry.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that I've had to learn, that when you when you follow those kind of cases like that so closely and you get so emotionally invested in stuff like that. And I'll just in my mind, I'll keep it real the way that I perceive it. It's kind of like with the Dylan Rounds case. I allowed myself to get too emotionally invested. Even with like the Summer Wells case, like that case really
Right.
affected me. And that was before I even knew about all the chats and everything. Every day I would search for anything I could find about it. And then you find that you dream about the kids being found, or their crazy ass parents, or whatever the case may be, and it makes me a ball of freaking nerves inside, and I can't do that. I do not want to be back in a deep state of depression like I was before. No, thank you. So my hat's off to people that can do that and it not affect their level of depression. No,
I can't cover it every day, because I'm going to say this, so I only cover it every once in a while. It makes me so angry, and it upsets me so much that I know if I covered it every day that it could affect my health. So I try not to cover it every day, because those kind of cases get me to the point that I want to go drive to this person's house and knock crap out of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's how I felt like with them Japanese kids, man. And I'm not gonna lie, like I was crying when I was listening to that story. You know what I mean? I was just like, fuck, girl, die already. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's kind of like a fucked up thing to say, but like, you know what I mean? Like, just the shit that was happening to us way worse. I'm just like, God dang.
Yeah. It's wild. And you have so many depraved people out there that it's like they get energy off that kind of stuff.
Well, that's why I say, like, with those kind of people, the shit that they do is inhumane. So to me, it's like there's a demon inside of them doing, you know what I mean? Like, and so, fuck it, kill the motherfucking demon.
Yeah.
And the person.
It's crazy because I don't understand how, number one, a parent, I don't understand how a parent can harm their child.
Yeah.
Now, let me just back up and say, once they turn into little shithead teenagers, I can definitely see how that happens. You know, and I'm being facetious or joking,
Right.
but no, as an infant or toddler, that age, I know that children or babies can be frustrating sometimes to a mother who hasn't had a lot of sleep or whatever. I know it can be frustrating, but I just still don't understand how a person can hurt, and not only hurt but repeatedly, or watch someone else do it, or allow someone else to do it.
Yeah.
I'd be in
Like,
prison, smiling in my jumpsuit. Just saying, I'd be like, I'd be in, I'm just saying that's my baby. And even myself, if I got that frustrated, me, myself, and I would rather walk away, go get mental health, something, than do something to somebody that I love that much. Because when I looked in my child's eyes for the first time and I held that baby, the love that I feel for him is, I can't explain it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So to be able to hurt them like that, even if when he gets grown he does some dumb shit, you know what I'm saying? I could not imagine that.
yeah. I mean, I've been to a point where I don't like my adult child because of his behavior. I've been there, trust me. I've been where I don't like him, but I love him.
Right.
I'll always love him. That doesn't change. He, with my son, until he got with my grandbaby's mother, was the perfect kid. And I mean that. He was the perfect kid. And once he got with her and was around her meth smoking brother in law and sister, everything changed. That's what changed him. If Jim wants to know why he went off the deep end, that's why. And I don't give a fuck if he calls the grandbaby's mother and tells her, because I'm about sick of her shit too.
Right.
You
Like
know?
when I was younger, we used to, we always lived in apartments and stuff, right? And my room was next to this kid that was about my age, black kid, his room. And he had a stepdad, right? And the stepdad would get drunk and he would go in, and I could tell between a punch and a slap, but like he would start hitting on the kid just because he wasn't his legitimate kid, and he'd be like, "Oh, you look just like your daddy, blah, blah, this and this and that." And so when I would hear that shit, I'd run and go tell my mom and shit. And then we go over, knocking, and the mom's right there, you know what I mean? She'd knock on the door and she'd answer, you better tell him to fucking stop that shit right now. We'll call the cops, this and that, da, 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 da. And I have to say, like that kid, I always, every once in a while, I think about it because I wonder, like, what did he turn out to be? Because he never mentioned it, and we never spoke about it. I know that he had to have known that I could hear the shit, you know what I mean? But I never asked him about it, and he never spoke about it, at least as far as I know, to anybody. He never said anything to me. Um, but then we ended up moving away from those apartments. So,
Yeah. Well, and I just, yeah, I'll never understand. I'll never understand uh, why people do some of the shit that they do. And now I woke up to to seeing where somebody is wigging out this morning, saying
I
that,
saw that.
yeah, that I chose drugs and alcohol over my grandkids. That bitch doesn't know
what?
what she's talking about. She has no fucking clue. She thinks she knows something. She don't know a fucking thing.
Who's this?
Crazy ass. Psycho
Oh,
star.
shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this right here, and I hope she hears this from the sound of my voice. You're doing worse than what you're claimed to be fighting against right now.
Well, what
You
she no,
just brought up somebody's kids and grandkids.
well, not only that, but look, she was over on Rumble Tuesday trying to offer herself up as a sacrificial lamb to to the brothers.
Oh
And
no.
oh yeah, she did. Oh yeah, and you know what they did? They blocked her. Totally gone. They didn't care if they had a mutual hate for me. They wanted nothing to do with her crazy ass. What
I
does
would hope
that tell you?
nobody would. Shit.
Oh, trust me, there's still people out there that do. There's still
Oh my
people talking to
God.
her that like to hang right here with us. Crazy, ain't it?
What the fuck?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
okay, first of all, she's the one that said Jim was like part of this, sex trafficking of her. And then when that shit, went down with us, all of a sudden we became part of that fucking group that was doing
yeah.
that shit to her. And it's like, bitch, you
She
fucking
has no case against him. None. She's the only one that he ever gave back half of her money.
right,
Think about that for a second, I mean, it must be pretty bad when he's willing to unass almost $400 just to get rid of you. Like,
especially it being him.
what does
Fuck.
she want? She must need some attention. I think that's
Wow.
really what it is. She wants attention. And if she thinks she's pissing me off, she's not pissing me off. Like, people can say whatever they want to say about my relationship with my grandkids. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Like, it's no longer a point of contention with me. Say
Right.
what you wish. Because nobody here really knows the story. And it's really none of their business. I know it's
Right.
something to try to hurt me, but when I know the truth and I know the things that they don't know, or I've seen the things that they don't know that I've seen, then it just makes me laugh and go, okay, well, have fun, crazy bitch. You know, I mean, like, it's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. And I said what I had to say about her. I did my little expose thing on her when she went away and she disappeared for 3
Right.
months and she wasn't doing this bullshit. What did I do? I privated those videos.
Right. Right.
I privated them. She wasn't messing with me. There was no reason. Same with Jonelle. I did the same thing with Jonelle. There was no reason for me to keep them up there, so I privated it. Well, guess what? They're going to be unprivated now. And I mean, why would I waste my time getting angry with two? One of them is a slow adult that doesn't have any family that wants to claim her. She's homeless. She can't hold a job. She's sold herself on the streets, and she doesn't have the IQ of a rock. So why would I waste my time? Why would I waste my time there? It's pointless. Then you got the second one who is a crazed, like criminally insane. It's obvious she's got some type of psychological disorder. I mean, she's been Baker acted like 28 times. You know, she claims that she's this victim of this sex trafficking thing where there's no proof. There's no proof of that anywhere. She's never been able to provide any proof. She claims to have legal proceedings against people that she doesn't. And all she had to show was, again, another fake cease and desist letter. So I wonder where Mark got his. That was all over the news for taking her own child without permission.
Yup.
Like, seriously? And it feels like she has
Huh.
to hide because she's being stalked. You're not being stalked. It's called paranoid. You're paranoid. Might be a little
I mean,
schizophrenic.
you're not hiding if you're on the YouTube fucking making yourself known.
Right? And then she wants to claim she should have never came close to our cases. That bitch don't have a case. She wants to elevate herself to the status of victim. Well, guess what? She never paid him because she had a child missing. She was paying him to stalk somebody.
That's right. She
And once
was.
he
Yeah.
figured it out, he wanted nothing to do with it. That's the truth. Whether I like him or not, that's just the plain fucking truth.
But yet she's adding them now at every chance, but you're a victim.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me, how much sense does that make?
Said you would never go back over there, but yet you're back over there.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Even like,
So,
let's say this, me and you, Watcher, we got into, oh, we fighting big. Does that mean that I'm gonna go to someone like that? No. That's BS. You claim you're a victim of that person, but you try to go back over there?
Mhm.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
but wait,
Ju-
isn't that why she was trying to call me out that day?
Remember?
Mhm.
That started all the bullshit? Because she thought that I was pom-pomming for him and his people. But she went over there willingly to offer herself up as a sacrificial lamb.
Mhm.
Oh, little thing. Oh, little
Thank you,
thing.
Mr. Jim.
And
So,
she proved herself fucking that she didn't want no help or anything like that when she was up on Charlie's, because you had people that went at her, with soft voice, caring, compassionate, and she dismissed that shit. And then you had people going after her like, oh, let's try fucking, you know, bringing them demons out and shit that she likes to tell everybody else they're demons and shit. So
yeah. Well,
that shit didn't work.
she likes to claim also that that she's this godly Christian. Are you kidding me?
Thank you, Watcher.
You're welcome, darling. Not even close. Not even.
Now when she's fucking, her name is Valhalla.
Hello.
What the fuck?
Also,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this: you claim you're a Christian, but you're being so hateful to other people. Like, and all the things that you say out of your mouth is sinning. So you can't claim that you're better than any other person on this earth. And a Christian wouldn't do that in the first place.
Mm-mm. What did she say? I called her
Joe Osteen.
Joe.
That really hurt her feelings.
Oh my god.
Hurt her feelers. And you know what's so crazy is all of this, it could have been settled that day when she told me why she was upset and I apologized to her. It could have stopped right there.
Right.
No, she was jumping out there again, trying to be the sacrificial lamb for people that did what? Left her ass high and dry. Remember that whole group of people that she was standing up for because they were too afraid?
Wasn't somebody asking like, who are these people? Name them, and she never did.
Yeah. So
Then
But
she
I
did
guess-
name some, and those people jumped out of the bush. Go, what you talking about? I ain't. You know what I'm saying? I ain't say that.
She was a trip. That was weird.
So yeah, I guess it's time for me to try to find Mr. Steyer and see what I can find out.
Right.
Because there was obviously some stuff that went on there in that marriage, and what came after. So it's time. I guess it's time for me to do a little digging. That bitch wants to keep bringing stuff up. I told her, you want to lie about me, bitch? I'll tell the truth about you all day long.
Damn.
I don't have a problem with that. And it's so funny because she'd go over there to the damn little the little mob tube area and tell them how terrible everybody was and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
She didn't tell them about the shit that she's done. And
She
I guess I'll go ahead and put this out there too. There's a couple of people that really need to watch themselves that helped her that participated in some of her acts, especially against Jonelle, because it wasn't just Joe that called on Jonelle. She had a couple of other people helping her with that. She
Oh
tried to
no
get me
shit.
to, and I told her, no, I'm not. I'm not going to call and get somebody fired from their job. I may talk shit, but I'm not going to do that. Period. That's someone's livelihood. You know, even when I called Fumble's job, it wasn't to get him fired at all. At all.
Thank you, Miss Justice.
Right.
You know, and that was the last time that I picked up the phone to call somebody's job. I won't ever do that again. Not even for embarrassment's sake. You know, because there's one thing I can tell you is that is someone's livelihood.
Yeah.
Regardless of how you feel about them. That is someone's livelihood.
It's true.
And I will say even this much. I will go even this much. I can sit here and say that I have proof that the brothers, one of them, not both of them, one of them does have access to partial credit card information. I have it in black and white from multiple people. And he got it from that website. Now, what I will not do, and it's not because of a cease and desist letter. I'm not going after, like, he's got this new whatever he's going to do. If he leaves me alone and he moves on and goes about his way, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Because that's what you do. That's what adults do. You just move on.
Right.
Right? Now, when it comes to the personal shit talking, I've said it a million times. You want to shit talk me? That's fine. Shit talk me all day long. I don't care. I really don't care. Because I can dish it right back out to you. You know, but what I will not do is I will not allow them to continue to reach out to people in my real life or do real life things without consequences. So if they want to continue to do that part, then they better get ready because there's going to be consequences for that. And everybody involved with it. And I mean it. I've had enough of that shit. Because I've called Jim's dad twice and spoken with him on the phone. Not yelled, cussed, nothing, not being disrespectful. I had a conversation with them. And I've called his sister once. And I called Laura's ex-husband, Andrew, once. So, as far as going real life on people, it's not something that I think should be done. It's not something that I very well could because Chrissy has a lot to say.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And there's someone else that I'm not going to mention right now that's very, very afraid of him. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So I could do that, but for what? What is it going to prove? It's pulling in people from someone's past that are way long past the bullshit.
Right.
Sometimes you just got to let things go. If Jim wants to win, here, motherfucker, win. Win. Do all your winning. But if you're going to continue to make money off of my name, then I'm going to make it off of yours. You want to go real life on me? I'll do it to you.
Well, eventually he's going to contact somebody that like you just probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, he wants to call my brother-in-law next door. I never said that was my sister's house right next door. That's my brother-in-law. He wants to contact him. Feel free. Contact him.
Right.
I don't think it's going to turn out the way he expects it to. I know that. I mean, hell, I lived next door to the man. I've known him for over 30 years. I don't think that one's going to go the way he expects it to. And no, he is going to eventually, if he hasn't already, he is going to contact the wrong person.
Yeah.
So, and I
Yeah.
mean, and that's on him. That's on him. I was dead serious before when I said I wasn't pursuing anything legal against them. Nothing. For what? What are you going to take?
They ain't got shit.
What are you going to take? Nothing. They don't have anything.
Some desert property.
Yeah, some desert property and 3 vehicles. I mean, come on. Woo woo. You know, it's ridiculous. And for what? Over words? He's the one that's such a softy that
Yeah.
he got ass bent, and that's the only thing that he can do to people, because he'll never win a war with words. He's not witty enough.
Right.
He's not smart enough to do that.
Poor little Tink Tink.
Yep. Oh, little Tink Tink. But you know, it does amaze me that they do think that they are quite untouchable, which is the furthest thing from the truth, because they're not. Just because nobody's done it yet doesn't mean that somebody won't.
I've always said it's because he's not run across the person who has nothing left to lose or doesn't care. It's not a if, it's a when.
Yeah.
I'll just say this: they sometimes they try to make fun of my beliefs or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, motherfucker, you need to thank my God, motherfucker.
That's right.
If it wasn't for him, I would have fucking came after you a long time ago, motherfucker. So there's that.
Absolutely. I feel the same way.
Hey,
I
Miss
feel the
Sassy Pants.
I'm fine now. I cried a minute ago. But, Mark, who was the officer that you spoke to about my husband's accident?
Huh.
I have both of the police stations that you allegedly called. Danville, North Carolina. I have a written statement from Danville Police Department.
Boom.
So I have the boss is number. My husband's boss is written statement that you or your subs called. I have a written statement. He answered the phone. Answered the phone
He
2
won't.
times. So the person that was on the phone swore, and I know that you cuss on your shows. I have the hospital's number, hospital that my husband was affiliated with, because he was getting surgery, and you cuss, allegedly your sub or you cuss at the nurses 3 times. So I have the written statement of the nurse, because I'm in the medical field. F them. Okay.
Huggies, my
So,
Sassy Pants.
yeah, F them. I have the written statement of all my harassment. And Watcher, you go, and everybody that Jim and Mark and the subs has harassed, get it in writing, because that's the only way that you're going to win.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you this much. I've already got it in writing that he's been harassing me.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Nope.
he sent you it in writing too.
Yeah. You know, I mean, that has to be the dumbest thing that anybody has ever done.
Right?
It really does. He put everything in writing, and it's lies.
Yep. And
Lies.
Mark, I have the recordings of you and Jim telling my email went to the wrong address, and that stupid Mark, I received Justice for Harmony's letter. Are you stupid?
Right?
But it wasn't as well as the Mark sent you, Watcher. It wasn't as well, but I learned, and I'm not stupid no more. You and your subs are cowards.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Agreed.
And she
I
said
agree.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hope they
Well, because he
understand.
claimed for forever that he never got the cease and desist that she sent. And then he admitted to it. He admitted that he got it.
yep.
So,
And Watcher knows that I sent another letter,
mhm.
and you haven't spoken about that. And I'm just gonna be quiet
Yeah.
Silence is
because
golden.
as soon as you speak about it, I'm going to my husband's lawyer that was in charge of his accident and spending money because I have I'm broke. Remember, Mark, I'm broke, and all of
We're all broke.
the haters are on drugs and have felonies. So what? So what? I'm going to the lawyer. The lawyer, not a tax lawyer. Just saying.
Yeah, I wonder why he uses that tax attorney.
Right?
Got some things to clean up real quick.
No shit.
And
Ask your
Mark,
girlfriend.
you sent on your Rumble 2 years ago, and Mark said, Justice from Harmony, prepare to legal maneuvers. Come on, coward. Come on.
Girl.
Come on.
That little sassy pants.
That's
Yep.
right. He didn't show up,
Little
did he?
sassy pants. Do your thing, little sassy pants.
And I went to California last year, and what some of these folks knew about it. And I went to Vegas. I have money. So,
Well, I just think it's fucking hilarious that they think everybody is broke.
yeah,
I'm sitting here going, Watcher couldn't afford to pay for that ticket. Please, I can go wherever I can afford to go wherever the fuck I want to go.
and so can I.
Just what I have sitting in 3 checking accounts and 2 savings accounts.
Right. All I need to do is pull a lick, and you know, what I mean, I got money right
Go get you a trailer. You can go get you a trailer, Ruben.
there. Right. I'm gonna go steal a trailer. Go steal a trailer and sell that shit.
Hey, I need a trailer.
I went to Lockford. I went to Nevada. I went to Arizona in one day. In one day. And a few people know about it. Ruben, next time I go to California, you want to meet?
Yeah.
I have a cousin in Ontario.
Oh shit, it's right down the way.
Yeah. Yep. And her son, mother lived in your town.
Oh,
Ruben.
in
Yeah,
Oh
I've
shit.
been all around Victorville. So come on, cowards. Come
Yeah.
on.
Hit me up, shoot. You know what I mean? I'm right here.
Yes.
We'll go next door to Ruben's neighbors and get some food, some homemade tortillas and stuff.
Yes.
all the
Yeah.
time.
It's like 4 Mexicans around here. You know what I mean? Like,
I think they're related to some of my neighbors because every Saturday,
uh
I don't know why, but where my house sits on top of this hill, it's like a funnel for everything around, you know, because
right.
it's when you go past my house, it goes down, and when it goes down, it'll come back up on the other side. It's like it there's a creek that it stays dry most of the time now, but that's why the land is shaped like it is.
Oh.
And so I guess because of that and the way that it turns through the next neighborhood, the people that live across the way over there, whenever they party, like it just funnels right to me. And it sounds like I'm literally sitting there at a concert, and they play
Right.
they play Tejano music, and they do karaoke to Tejano music.
Right on.
It's the funniest thing I have ever heard because they get to hooping and a hollering and a
Ruben.
I love it.
Ruben.
Yeah.
Chino smells a few years ago because it was a cow town. Come on, Howard. Come on.
Yeah, Ontario's got that what is it? Well, it has the Ontario Mills, but then there's Victoria Gardens. It's the
Yep.
nicer. Yeah, you know what I mean? There's a lot of places to eat right there and everything. You know what I mean? Go have lunch.
Chino is a well-built last year. Chino is a well-built town
Mhm.
today, but it wasn't a few years ago.
Right. Chino's got a prison right there, so
Yeah.
Snooks,
So-
I think it's pinned at the top.
What?
Snooks is asking for the link.
Oh,
Thought it was pinned at the top.
Yeah.
And just one other thing that I want to put out there real quick. If anybody thinks that trolling me about being a fat ass is going to bother me, think again. I've been a fat ass.
I
all
love
my life.
your fat ass.
right. Like,
I'm like, there was a period of about 7 years where I had lost weight, kept it off, and that was before the shooting happened. Right before because that's when I started gaining the weight back. Was after that. Because I started working from home and stuff. So if anybody thinks that that's going to bother me or hurt my feelings, you can just give it up. It's a waste of time.
Yep.
that's what I'm
And
saying.
I go to the gym and I have nice lift for a 53-year-old. I
Well, you got
challenge you, Mark, to lift the leg weights against me. I
Miss Snooks.
challenge you.
It
Oh,
says you're not,
shit.
your device is not connected, love.
No,
Snooks
it's
is trying to
Snooks.
kind of come up, but it says that the mic and cam is not authentic. It says it's before you can add them. You'll need
For who, me?
permission.
No, Snooks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if she'll have to either grant permissions on her phone,
Right.
or she'll have to be logged into her YouTube.
Okay, there we go.
I would
There
assume
she is.
would. What's up, girl?
Hey, Snooks, love. Can you hear us?
I just wanted to say something real quick. I'm on me, Bernie. I just want to say something quick. You got. Oh,
You're cutting out. You're cutting out. So you got to speak clear.
Hello, Snooks.
Snooks, love, come back.
Did you get me?
Yeah, you sound.
Okay.
We can hear you now.
Yeah.
All I wanted to say was something really quick. I am so proud of the community that we've become. I cannot even tell you how proud I am of everyone. You know, when someone tells you, cam up, and then they sit there and beat you down like you're a dog, and you wonder why other people do not cam up. Because even if there's not something wrong with you, they're going to find something wrong. And they're
Yep.
just going to sit on that, on your neck with it. You know what I mean? Make you feel really, really bad about yourself. So I'm just proud that everyone up on panel has gone beyond that. They're like, okay, so you don't think that I'm pretty, or you don't think that I speak correctly.
You are
Well,
beautiful, Snooks.
but you're like,
So
you guys are like, thank you. You guys are like, you don't care. You're fine. It's like the message is stronger and more important than the pride. And it doesn't make us feel like, you know, one of the things that makes me crazy is the deal where they make fun of people that use the free StreamYards. I'm like, that's the best you have? Really? I mean, I think that that's smart, you know?
Right.
So, you know, I don't know. I've just been listening to this for so long. And I just want to tell you all, each one of you guys, you've all been warriors. You've all worked so very hard to help the community. And I appreciate you all. Okay?
Thank
well,
you.
we appreciate
Yeah.
you too, Snooks. You have been harassed by the community too. So
Yeah. Well, it's so sad whenever someone calling your family members really bad shit and calling them and calling landlords and everything, and you don't feel like you got it the worst. I mean, I feel like I got by easy at this point compared to what you guys have gone through. I
no,
mean,
you haven't. You are harassed by the other community. So all love and all love to anybody that has been harassed, and don't comfort with it's okay. It's okay.
right.
Right.
And what I think is really, really funny, one of the things that just makes me crazy is whenever I hear people say that we're afraid of Fumbler, of what he'll do. Dude, not Fumbler has never done anything bad to me, ever. Even whenever, I was over with Jim and them. I mean, he just didn't. And then when he stood up for me, and Twin Mama did, and Ruben did, and I mean, so many other people. I mean, I can't even think of all of them right this second. And I'm off on my way to work. But you guys have stood up for people when they were at their lowest low with him. So thank you very much, guys. And I've got to get to work. I got to go adult.
Go have a
All
good
right,
day,
sis.
adult.
We'll
And
Love
appreciate
you.
you.
Okay.
I'm
and
gonna.
Go ahead.
No.
Well, I was just going to say, did you guys watch that Fumblers video?
Yes.
Yep.
You guys,
I've
I'm
watched
so
it
bad.
several times. That was so.
Yes,
I
sis.
remember the night that all went down. I was dying. Like I was laughing. That shit was so.
That's
I
one of the
hadn't
funniest
listened to it
times.
ever. I had never listened to it, and I was like, "Oh my god, I was so bad." No wonder Bob is so pissed.
No,
So
you
good at
fucking
being
were on
so bad.
point. You and
Oh,
Lacey
it
were
was
on
fun,
point.
and he deserved every dig that he got.
Uh,
And there's more in there, Bob. If anyone decides to do another parody, I'm in. I'm in.
Oh, well, y'all get ready because it's fixing to be some funny stuff happening. I can tell you
right.
that on my end.
I'm excited
Yeah.
about that. And
Yeah.
and Watcher, you're like a one-man show.
Yeah. And most of the time I like it better that way because I know that anybody that comes in my chat or on my panel, they're going to get it. They're going to get an extra dose of whatever's being dished out because it's me, you know? And when other people come up on my panel, like I give people the freedom to say what they want to say, as long as it's not going to get me struck, you know?
And they're not going to play something like a video that they know you're going to get struck for just to piss
Exactly.
everybody off.
Well, but the thing is that if they say something that you know, ABC doesn't like, then all of a sudden ABC is attacking me and not the person that said it. They're
Correct.
not going to them and saying, "Hey, I didn't like what you said." They're going, "Look what she allowed on her panel, blah blah blah." And I hate that shit. I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
Excuse me. Oh,
Go ahead.
excuse
If
me.
you are,
but
I doubt you are, but if you are absolutely getting used. Have you ever noticed that Johnny always gets sick right after he has X, and then he'll have Jim on, and then they go off, and then he's like, "Shark Hitter, I'm not feeling real good. Will you go ahead and take the stream over to your stream?" You're getting used, buddy. He knows that all the juicy shit has come out,
Mhm.
and he just wants you to pick up the crumbs. And he doesn't even include you on anything. I don't know why people are. I think he's getting it. I think he's figuring it out, but he's a little slow.
Who? Shark Shitter?
Yeah.
Girl,
bullshit.
he belongs with them people. He belongs with them. Let him. Let him. Don't even
Well,
try.
no, I don't want him over here.
Yeah, that's where he belongs with them.
It-
The crowd that Jim has right now is perfect for him. Those
His
people are
panel,
perfect
his panel is amazing. If
Right?
you look at his panel, never mind. You know what I'm thinking.
Well,
You know.
he had to revert to that because those are the types of people that he can control and manipulate. Period. That's all it boils down to. If you take the highest IQ person out of all of those people, and he's got to stay below that IQ in order to maintain control. It's not very hard with that group.
And then you have Rainbow Melon. Sorry, Rainbow, not. Anyway, you got Rainbow Melon up there saying that she has like people coming through her television at her. You know what I mean? Like ghost and shit. And it's like, Jim, damn. This is a woman in love with you. I would be worried about boiling bunnies.
Right? Who's that girl? Yes, it is true. Jim has caused people to lose their government assistance, according to him. This is not something out of my mouth. That's
Right.
according to him. And then he laughs about it.
Correct.
They were making fun of Miss Michelle again last night.
Oh.
But supposedly she called
Who,
them.
me?
Supposedly.
Okay.
No.
Michelle Tennyson. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, and supposedly she called him. Supposedly she's supposed to go back to him. I don't see that happening.
One last thing. Did you hear the other night when Christine said okay, first of all, she doesn't need all this money for food to subsidize her food stamps. Her food stamps were only $29 a month. Okay, so these people sending in $100, $50, $20 for her to go get food is silly. She was able to make it for years like that. But now she lost them because her numbers, they investigated in her numbers. So they took away $29. That's it. But she said the reason she can't take those food stamps is because of a trust fund and her income. She gets a trust fund. I taped it. I'm kind of cool like that. Anyway. But no, she said trust because of my trust and my income. So that's why she did the Amazon thing.
And I guess that's why Jim is trying so hard to get in touch with
Right.
He
Get into
heard
what?
trust fund and went ching 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 ching
Yeah,
ching.
try and get that shit signed over to his thing.
And here's another thing. Why would you take money from somebody who's on food stamps and make it make sense
Right.
that she doesn't have any food in her cupboards, but she can give $90 in 1 month to just X. X said
That's
that.
crazy.
He
Yeah.
said, Angel Gotti only gave me like $20. I mean, even Christine gave me $90 last month. That's
Oh.
for him, not for Jim. Now they won't even tell how much Christine gives.
Hmm.
You know?
Admitting to fraud online is not cool. Because, like, when you admit that you are receiving monies that you're not reporting, that's admitting to fraud.
Yep.
I gave Jim when he was on YouTube, when I first came on to YouTube, $20. I have a recording from it. So $20 in 4 years? Nope. I can live without $20 because I'm so broke.
Well,
And
this is
and excuse me because I have to say
sure.
something. Bumbola and Kaylee, we have had our differences, but Kaylee apologized to me. Bumbola apologized to me. We can be civil. We can be civil on
Right.
multiple streams. And I like peace when peace is given to me.
Amen.
Amen to that.
So I like peace. So Fambala and Kaylee, I apologize to you. And Fambala and Kaylee apologize to me. So I like peace. So continue, Chinooks, because I'm forgetting what I'm saying.
Girl, I do that every day, all day long. It's okay.
And no. Mark, come to New Hampshire in the snow and challenge me to go to my gym. Come in the snow. I'm not coming out to California. Come in the snow.
Well,
That's saying
gonna come out there. He makes it. I mean, you know, he's a spin doctor. That's what he is. Spin doctor.
He's a failed Sesame Street character. What are you talking about?
he's a failed puppet player.
Right.
Do you know where I first heard the term spin doctor?
Where?
My daughter, right before she rebelled, said she wanted to be a spin doctor.
And this wasn't Charlie's chat today, but is Charlie's chat today.
Sorry, Charlie.
Uh,
I'll buy
No,
you
you're
more
all good. You're all. I'm over here sitting on the first cake. You good?
No, I had to give me some more cake. You know, I'ma love you like a fat kid loves cake.
That's right.
Yeah, and we all jacked up on Mountain Dew today. We're gonna jump on them like a spider monkey. I'm
Oh,
just
I
saying.
don't do Mountain Dew. Sorry, I do Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
I do Dr. Pepper also, but you know, I just like the saying from the movie. But we can start saying we all jacked up on Dr. Pepper and we're gonna jump on them like a spider monkey.
Yep.
And I'm punching the bag in my gym with my disabled hand. So come on, you cowards.
Damn.
I
That's what I'm talking
am
about.
not a quitter. I'm not a quitter. And I fight for everything that I'm going through. I
That's
fight,
right.
but I fight for everybody that I love.
Me
And
And
we love you.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't gonna do shit.
you are
Ain't neither one of them gonna do shit.
you are
Welcome back. Sis.
disagree with everybody, but I fight for everybody that I love, even there's things on the other side. And a few people know what I mean. I fight for everything I love, and that's for you on YouTube. So I fight for everything that I love.
You
Come
got
on, cowards.
right to party, JR.
That's right.
You know why he's not going to show up in New Hampshire when it's snowing? It's because he can't find a white pantyhose to put on his face.
And he'll get lost in the snow.
Right.
Have some. I put white pantyhose on his face, and he can go to the gym with white pantyhose on his face.
Can you tell the difference between what's her name? Jonelle, when she puts pantyhose on and when she doesn't put a pantyhose on her face? It looks the
No.
same to me.
I agree.
Well, I'm gonna jog down because my husband's calling me. So
Tell
Tell
hubby
him
we
I
said
said
hey, and we
All right,
love
baby.
him.
I have to tell how much the pocketbook cost me yesterday. Oops.
Uh-oh. You're in trouble now, girl. You're getting
No.
whooped.
Bye-bye. Mwah.
Bye.
Mwah.
Bye.
Freaking love that woman.
Uh,
She's amazing.
well,
Sweet.
I'm going to drop down too. I got to get some sugar in me. Wake up.
Me too.
Huggies.
Thank you for letting me come up, Charlie, and you know, showing that stuff. You know what I mean? Hope people didn't get too upset. I thought it was relevant. You know what I mean? To what we were talking about stuff.
It was.
Walker,
It was a very big
Charlie,
case.
Snooks, Justice, everybody in chat that I can't see. Y'all have a good day.
Hey, go turn a flip in the pool for me.
Right?
That built-in pool.
Yeah.
Hey, can you kick me, please? I'm on my phone and I'm
I
having.
got you. I
She
just did
tried
it
to
for
wipe
Miss
her butt.
Justice
She's in the
because
bathroom.
she had trouble. Huggy Snooks.
Was you. Bye. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Yeah, I think I got a new name for old girl. I think I'm gonna start calling her the Hunchback of Vegas.
The Hunchback of Vegas. I will say this. That one and the other one just need to come on together. They just as crazy as each other, and let their crazy play together.
Oh, I think
yeah.
there's fixing to be a couple of more added to that list because it seems like there's a little group again that have decided. I call it the Band of Crazies. That have banded together again, and they can enjoy them and their crazy selves. Just keep your head on a swivel, baby. Keep your head on a swivel.
Child. I saw some is what you talking about, child. I was looking over there like, what the?
Okay.
I was like,
Yeah.
Jesus, take the wheel. Let me clutch my pearls and throw my holy water because I need protection against this. Oh, Jesus.
Girl, I'm not even worried. I'm not, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous at this point, and people just they want a little rub here and a little rub there, and they feel like they're being left out of this or they're being left out of that, or they think that their little conniving ways will not find them out, and it always does. Because you know what? A genuine person doesn't have to play games with people. Remember that. It's very simple. A genuine person doesn't have to play games with people. Like I don't have to sit up and befriend you to get dirt on you to use it against someone else or to use it against you with someone else. You know, I don't have to sit here and fake accepting an apology from someone that was sincere just to turn around and dog them again later. I don't have to do that. It's pretty pathetic. Yet what some of these people expect but don't give in return. So it is what it is. It's all good. But thank you for letting us raid your panel.
Oh yeah, I was having fun. I was just sitting there, like when I tend to do that, I usually give the floor. You know what I'm saying, and yield the floor. That way people can say what they feeling, what they need to get out, what's on their heart. You know what I'm saying, and
Mhm.
have all that freedom to do so. I'm gonna tell you something. I saw that this morning, girl, and I was thinking about bringing it up first thing this morning. I was like, should I or shouldn't I? And I'm like, nah. Do I really want that crazy attached to me?
Well, but here's the thing. It does help. Like I screenshot all that stuff and I have a little file that it goes into. And it does help because you see what happened is the grandchildren's mother told a really big lie in saying that I had 6 abortions. It started with her. Okay. Now, just because she's my grandchildren's mother, and I'm not going to go after her on YouTube, it does no good. But there's some things that she would like to happen in the future that are not going to be able to happen because of her actions. Like that video, that interview that she recorded with Jim. See, Jim wants to say that I'll never, ever, ever get to see my grandkids again. Well, the only way that that would happen is 1, I'm dead, or 2, they are. And if God say the same, all 3 of us will remain alive until that happens. Or has it already? Who knows? But anyways, people can say whatever they want to, but when she tries to get my son's rights taken away from him, it ain't gonna happen.
No, because that's when grandmama gonna step up. Just saying.
Grandma, and somebody else said, well, I'd be trying to go to court to get visitation with them. And I already did all that. I already did all that. But in Texas, for grandparents' rights, there's a very high standard that you have to reach in proving that those children are in imminent danger if they are not allowed to continue their relationship with you. When we went to court, I had filed everything before the lockdowns, but then the lockdowns happened. So guess what? The courts were closed. So it took a year. And the judge decided at that point it had already been long enough that they were not in imminent danger from our relationship being severed because I hadn't seen them in a year already. And they were young. They were little. So it's not that I did anything wrong. It's not, it didn't have anything to do with drugs, didn't have anything to do with alcohol. None of that. I went to every legal option that I had. I sold everything of value that I had to pay for that attorney. Yes, I started a GoFundMe account for that attorney. And she did not rule in my favor. And that's okay. That's okay.
In
Because-
family court, it works different. And people don't understand.
Well, she even told the mother at the end of the hearing, I'm following the law in this case. However, it is important that those children have as many people in their life to love and support them. She's done nothing but help you and is a source of help and support for you. I highly recommend you do the right thing. And guess what? She did. She did the right thing. She let me see them. She let me be. I've got videos, I've got pictures. People act like I've never been around them. They lived with me. These people have no fucking idea what they're talking about. So, but again, yes, standing on business. You're exactly right, Eric. And when you said that about my son, you were exactly correct, 100%. Because, like I said earlier, my child was the perfect child until he got with her. Everything changed when he got with her. Why? Where do you think he started smoking dope? With her sister and brother-in-law. Hello. Interesting, ain't it? So, why did my youngest grandson wake up with night terrors after living in the sister and brother-in-law's house? The one that I shot? Let me tell you why. It was so infested with fucking roaches that they were crawling all over him in the middle of the night.
Oh, snap.
And he would wake up screaming and crying. And just for those people that wonder and say that I, like Jim, that I abandoned my grandkids, no, bitch, that helmet got purchased because of my mother and myself and their mother. We paid for it. All three of us paid for it. So before you go running your mouth about shit you have no idea about, you may want to stop and consider the fact that how is it that you have children by three different, are going to have children by three different men, and each of those men have all had felony arrests against them. Two of them have been in prison. One's now passed away because he unalived himself. And then the third one that she's currently married to now, guess what? He's fixing to get his time in prison too for attempting to kill my son. How does that happen? What's the common denominator? It's not my son, I can tell you that. And with that being said, y'all have a blessed day. Charlie, thanks for having me up, love. I appreciate you.
Huggies, Watcher Boo.
Have a great day.
You too, beautiful.
Thanks.
So y'all heard it? Y'all heard it from this watcher, and whatnot. I'm going to say this. Anybody who tries to weaponize somebody's family against them or any of situation, dogs, cats, you're wrong. You should never do that. If you're going to beef with someone, keep it on you and that person. Like if I see something on the internet that's posted here, I might talk about it. But if it's your private life, I'm never going to do that. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's cool. Making fun of someone's, children, grandchildren, personal life, whatever it may be, that's wrong as fuck, in my opinion. Leave the kids out of it. Leave the parents out of it. Leave the innocent people out of it. Oh, hey, Mr. Chris Truck. I'm sorry if I didn't say hey to you. We just had a lot going on. Sometimes it happens. Hey, Mr. Eric. Sorry. We get to going on panel and sometimes I don't say hey to chat. I apologize. But the innocent people who have nothing to do with this bullshit, leave them alone. Leave the animals alone. Leave people's parents alone. Leave their children, their partners, all these other things alone. Keep it on that person. You can call me every fat bitch in the book. I don't care. Right? You can say I got a weird shaped head, crooked teeth, call me Peter Griffin. I'm probably going to laugh at it if you read me well enough and I think it's funny. You know what I'm saying? But when you start messing with innocent people that have nothing to do with the shit between me and you, that's when you fuck up. And you need to leave the children specifically alone. I don't care if that person's child is grown. Leave their children alone. It ain't got shit to do with their kids. It ain't got shit to do with their mama, their grandmama, their cousin, their long lost auntie they ain't seen in 16 years. Leave them alone. First off, you're bothering somebody for no fucking reason. They ain't got shit to do with it. You're disrupting their life for no apparent reason. You know what I'm saying? And for the people who use that and say those things, you're just as bad and falling into the same pattern, the same routine. I would never do that to someone. I have not and will not. I refuse to do that. I'm not going to talk about anybody's parenting on here. I'm not going to talk about anybody's children. I'm not going to expose anybody's real life like that. Now, what I will do is show your truth and what you've said out of your own fucking mouth, or something I see that is true. But as far as in like bothering innocent people, no, I'm not going to do that. I never have and never will. I want to say right now a prayer to all those who have family members who are passed away that have been spoken on. I want to say a prayer for all those who are going through something right now in their real life that has nothing to do with this YouTube bullshit. I want to tell you that I send my love, my prayers, and I hope that whatever is going on, whether it be health related, whether it be, anything per se, like you're somebody is down and out in some way, shape, or form. I'm sending out prayers for healing. I'm sending out prayers for love. And, if you're in a bad situation, I hope that it gets better. Because here's the thing, it could be one of us in a blink of an eye. People don't realize how short life really is until you're in that situation. And I'm going to say this, I'm going to say something. Eric, I want you to hear me. I'm praying for your mom. I'm praying for her hardcore. I want you to hear me when I say this, Mr. Dehem. I'm praying for your situation, and it's been on my heart. You know what I'm saying? For anybody that's going through something, that has been going through something, health conditions, all of y'all know who you are, who have had surgeries and going through things in hospitals, in and out and all this. I keep you in my prayers at all times, and I think about you, whether you know it or not, because that could be one of us in a blink of an eye. A lot of people don't know. The other day, I had to set up my mom a biopsy. We don't know what it is yet until the biopsy comes back. Hopefully it's nothing. Prayfully it's nothing. All of us go through something, even if we don't speak about it all the time, right? I know that everybody going through here has had something going on, whether your kids get sick or, you've lost something, you lost someone very close to you that you love. I pray for you every day, even if you don't know it. And I'm sending healing and loving all of your ways. Please leave the kids out of all y'all's bullshit. I don't care how much you two adults fight. Leave the kids alone. That goes for Twin Mama's kids too. Leave those kids alone. They're in a good place. They're happy. You know what I'm saying? Leave all children. Leave watchers' grandbabies alone. I've said this before. Leave the kids. Leave the dead, the disabled. Leave them out of y'all's fight. Y'all fight between each other. You know what I'm saying? Keep it on each other, please. You're an evil ass individual when you have to reach for stuff like that, and you lose, in my opinion. You lose when you reach for somebody's kids, when you say you're going to put a D in their mouth or you're going to do something fucked up. That's a line you shouldn't cross. That is a line you shouldn't cross. And I'm going to say this, if you cross that line with someone and they cross it back with you, at that point, I have to raise my hands and say I'm like Bennett and I ain't in it. You know what I'm saying? If you go after someone's grandchildren, you go after someone's children, you go after, innocent people in somebody's life, and they fight back in a harsher way, and they've taken it, and they finally decide to go low, I can't say nothing about that. I'm sorry, but at that point, I have to raise my hands. Me, myself, and I don't like it. I'm not going to do it, but I cannot tell anybody else how to fight. I cannot tell anybody else how to feel. And whether they decide to take anything legal or do whatever they got to do. Normally, I'm not that person, but, at the end of the day, that's the way life is, right? I will say for myself, I don't agree with it. And I won't do it. But I don't know if I'm pushed to a certain extreme, I don't know how far I'll go. to protect what's me and mine's. I hope that they've Classy Colt, babe, they've attacked her and the children again. The kids is what bothers me. I don't like when kids are attacked. I don't like when Miss Maureen's child is spoke about. I don't like when Miss there's so many names I could name. Like I could just keep this whole chat and everybody that's been through something. I could keep naming things that have happened to most of y'all. I don't like the shit. I don't think it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. That's just me. Kids should be off the table at all points. But if I can't tell somebody else how to fight, I can't tell other people what to do. I can only speak for myself, right? And I'm going to keep everybody that's going through some things right now in my prayers. Just know that I love you all. And I'm going to pray that no matter what somebody says about you, you know who you are. And people who love you are going to love you no matter what. Those who believe the bullshit, they were never for you in the first fucking place. They were never for you in the first fucking place. That's right, Miss Catherine. No one should be dragging kids at all. Kids should be off limits, but I can't tell anybody else what to do. I can only speak for myself. I can think it's wrong, and a lot of us can, right? But we can only speak for ourselves and what we choose to do. I choose not to be that person. I choose not to ever do that. I don't take it offline with people. I have never, somebody runs around saying, a few of us have put the P word on their back or a jacket on their back or said their dad was this or that's a fucking lie. None of us have ever done that. I have never put that word on somebody's back. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's cool. In fact, I tried to clear it up for a person who claims I'm a hater. Tried to help them out because I didn't think it was right that their own friends said it about them. Because I don't think that's right. I don't think that's cool. Putting false accusations on people is also very terrible. I don't do that to people. And I don't think it's okay. But I do want to tell you one thing. I want you all today to hug each other. Love up those who love you. Every small act of kindness that you do, whether it's opening a door for somebody, whether it is, saying thank you or smiling at someone, you never know when that small act of kindness could have changed somebody's day and saved their life. Just giving someone a compliment. Hey, I like those shoes. Your hair looks pretty today. That little small act of kindness can change the world. We have enough evil people out in this world. We've all seen it. You all could probably name 50 names of people, 100 names of people that you know are doing evil shit and awful shit to people, right? We all know that. If we could all just do one simple act of kindness, we can change this world a little at a time. May not be overnight. It's never going to change it fully. There's always going to be bad people. But I love this community. I loved how we all stick together. I love how we love each other up. And no matter what is said or done, you know what I'm saying? We support each other through it all. To me, that's amazing and that's beautiful. Thank you, Racing. I'm telling you, I had some amazing people up here, didn't I? Miss Justice, Watcher, Miss Rubin, Miss Snooks. Ooh, they was so awesome on panel today. I was like, ooh, look at me getting people on panel, y'all. I want to thank you all for who hit the panel. Also, I did not get to say thank you for the second time, Miss Justice, on the gifted membership. Right now, I would like to thank Mr. Jim Coddington for 3 gifted memberships. I would like to thank Miss Justice for the 2 gifted memberships and Miss Watcher for the 5 gifted memberships. I would like to thank y'all for y'all support of this channel. Anybody who's hit the Cash App, anybody who's hit the like button, just being here and chilling with me. I want to thank you for that. I want you to know you're appreciated for every little thing. I don't want you to ever walk out this chat feeling like you're not loved, because you loved over here, baby. You Charlie's love angels. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes for some of those people who are so evil, I kind of want to pray for them and kind of don't. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I want to pray they become better people. I want to hope that they would change. But do I know that's realistic? That's not realistic. I know that patterns repeat themselves, and it's very rare for a person to truly change. Do I hope that they go do their own content, leave people alone, and people leave them alone? We go doing regular content? Yes, I pray for that. Do I see that really happening? I don't know. I don't know. So if you're within listening ears and you're supposedly a part of the other group, how about leave people alone? They leave you alone, and then we go our separate ways. Let's see if you can keep that. I know I can if I so choose to. I know I could do 50,000 other different things. We proved it this morning when we did content on different true crime situations. We can. It's whether you choose to do that. If you leave people alone, they will leave you alone. Point blank, period. If you continue to mess with people, people are going to continue to talk back because they're going to defend themselves. I just want y'all all to have a beautiful, blessed day today. I got to go cook some burgers in a minute. I know I'm going to cook burgers today, and we're going to have some tater chips because I was going to fry some fries, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? We do need to have a prayer chain for some really messed up people today, shit show. We really do. We need a prayer chain. Jesus really needs to help some people out. You know, we need to have a real big prayer quest for some of them people, that they change their behavior and change messing with people. And here's the thing: if you just want to have a beef back and forth and talk a little mess and call me fat, it's cool. Talk about my eyebrows, I don't care. Say my left ear is bigger than my right ear, whatever. That's cool. But when you start messing with people who have nothing to do with a situation, yeah, you stop doing that shit. Stop bringing up dead children. Stop bringing up you know, things like that. Like that's beyond fucked up, and it shows what kind of person you are. You can do regular content. You don't have to do this bullshit. And if you want to be a little messy every once in a while, just read the person for filth. Take a picture of them and make fun of it. And then they could take a picture of you and make fun of it. And that's called clean fun. That's called clean roasting. That is not taking it too far. Right? There is a way to roast and gag and not take it too far. Use your intelligence. Use your words. Come up with comedy skits about the person. Like, do something funny. Don't do something evil. Like, the shit that I've said mostly is not heinous. It's entirely roast and gags of things I've seen on YouTube, like having a roach crawl across your screen. That was funny. Anyway, I want y'all to all have a beautiful day today. And please remember to wash your face, wash your ass, brush your teeth. Don't walk around here with halitosis breath. All right. Nobody wants to smell you. You use some Dio for the BO, baby. Okay. And brush your tongue. Don't forget it. Don't be walking around here with hair on your tongue and shit. Nobody wants to see all that shit. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Please also don't use the same rag to wash your ass that you wash your face with. You know, don't do that. Don't wash your ass, then wash your face. We don't need you running around here with stanky ass face. Y'all have a good one. I love y'all. All right. Bye, y'all.
I'm from the T-U-P-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show. From the T-U-P-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my hood to the day that I go. From the T-U-P-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show. From the T-U-P E-L-O. I'm ripping my hood to the day that I go.
I'm from the west side, we don't need no introduction, this where the best ride. We all big boy rolling and holding, come take a test drive. Hilldale, Evergreen, Glenkirk, Adder Street, bending every corner on the west, and that's where I'll be. Sunroof back, Captain C banging down 1800, chunking up the deuce to my post slanging down on 1800. Show no love to the ladies that's training round on 1800, making time stand still, crystalline swinging down 1800. Watching out for them knuckleheads that be staying round on 1800. Big rims and low pros be blanging round on 1800. Better completely change the way you're thinking about around 1800. Really hate to see you boys get left slanking around 1800. Out of street got some history, just let Captain C lay it out. If I don't finish it all on this one, let the second verse break it out. Remember the blue apartments from OG standing back there by 60 deep. Bull walking, car blue, a big Anthony using P.
I'm from the T-U-E-L-O. I'm ripping my